F-Car! Where's F-Car? Big ol'! Darren Stephen Luke! Malcolm Raymond Draco!
Malcolm Raymond and Draco!
And let us not forget Beacon Copernicus!
Copernicus!
In their kindness, all right. Thank you to all. All righty. Well, okay. Well, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you all again next Friday. Do have a good Mother's Day. See y'all.
Isn't it Friday now?
It's Friday, the sequel.
There we go.
All right.
I think, don't they call that Catterday?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
Well, right. I will say this: you are screwing with my schedule because I base my on what day it is based on what stream I might be a part of or looking at. So yeah, you're messing with my schedule already.
Everybody look at Cap pretending he has stuff to do.
Yeah, no
stuff to do.
Edgy emo atheist says, "Thanks, Caproni, for telling me about it."
Yes, that is the aforementioned person earlier who I mentioned who is new to this stream. So let's try not to scare her off, shall we?
Oh, really? That's probably
well, after she hears all of the stuff of the stupid, she may regret having joined the group.
I already warned her. I told her it might be, a certain yak, but it looks like it won't be that. So yeah, she'll find out what we have.
Yeah. We
start with Flurf, and then we move to yak.
Yes.
Indeed. So we'll try to run it a little short tonight. What with it being here on the East Coast, it is Mother's Day already. So any moms watching, you shouldn't be watching this stuff. And happy Mother's Day to all. So if the stupid isn't too thick, we might be able to make this a short one, so everyone's not all falling asleep at their Mother's Day festivities tomorrow. Alrighty. Let's see. All right. On the list here, we have some. We have stuff. Stuff is coming.
Crystal domes.
Indeed. We're going to start with someone I don't think we have featured before on Movie Night. It would be Mr. Mike Helmick. No one has a recording of crickets. All right. Anyway.
Wow. Yeah, you need to have a cue for that. Yeah. I think that's appropriate. You need a cricket.
Do we need to warn people, or does he have a steady background? This he could cause seizures with his background.
I'll have to practice cricket.
Indeed.
For those of you watching in the chat, we apologize. Please have appropriate safety equipment on hand. Stay back away from your monitors at least 4 feet more than arm's length.
And or a lot of booze.
If you cannot keep a minimum of 1 meter from your monitor, then at least then handcuff yourself to your chair.
Indeed.
Squirrel, I have a question. You're forgetting we don't use metric. We're Americans. We're America. We use standard. What's that? What's the meter in standard?
It's America. Get it right.
Okay, America. Hey, Ethcar.
All right, Ethcar, welcome.
3.25 feet.
Hi, Ethcar.
I'm here. I have a cold, so I might start coughing. I'll try to mute if I have a fit. But
okay, yes. Anyone who feels any coughs coming on, or that would be an excellent.
Well, it's great expectorations tonight.
And actually, speaking of us being in America, where it matters, the beer of choice tonight is Samuel Adams Boston Lager.
I'm very fond of Sam Adams. That is a.
I think I'm going to have some Crown tonight.
That shit is disturbing.
I'm going with the Guinness this evening.
Ooh, much better.
We'll see how that
Another
goes.
Good choice.
Indeed.
I got Dr. Pepper. I'm good with my pop. And yes, it is pop by
soda.
What the hell is
if you're drinking enough Guinness, can you drink with records on it?
You know what?
As long as you don't
pop him and then send him to the doghouse.
As long as you don't refer to generic pop as Coke, you're good.
Corn Lips just said the Sam Adams stock just shot up 3 points.
Yeah, no, that is straight up the generic stuff is what you call crap.
Well, what I mean is, there are some areas, particularly in the southern United States, that use Coke the same way we use pop
or soda.
Yeah,
we just say soda.
Yeah. I'm Midwestern. I am, I'm in Kansas, so no, a Coke is a Coke. There's only one type of Coke, and that's Coca-Cola.
Right.
All right. Let's see.
There's two.
Are there any announcements for? Oh yeah, actually, we do have one. That's the I believe on Sunday Science Show, which, according to tradition, this week will be on Monday to avoid conflict with Mother's Day. We've had it on Monday and Tuesday for no good reason, but we have a reason this time.
I'm still waiting for the Wednesday Science Day. Wait for that to happen.
Yeah, trust me. Just keep an eye out. Something like that will occur. Anyway, this Sunday we're going to be, in addition to some other little miscellaneous science-y type coolness, we will be starting we've got the Build Your Own Radio Telescope project starting. And anybody who wants to participate and build along with us, contact myself or Andy or pretty much anybody on the team via Discord or any means at your disposal. And we'd be happy to share the documents with you as to how it's done. And we're going to build it one step at a time, all together. And
wow, when you're done, can you see the firmament?
That's exactly why we're doing this. We've been told of this firmament.
Okay.
We're going to see if we can detect it. Anybody want to place bets? I'm going for.
I'm going with no.
I'm going to find the cosmic microwave background.
Indeed, but it's an interesting project. We're in two phases. One is just building the receiving antenna itself and a little aiming mount, that sort of thing. And then phase 2 is where it gets weird because we're going to go into some software development and things of that sort to be able to do some more complicated things with it. But it'll all be step by step. Anybody interested in joining in, like I say, contact myself or Andy or any one of the team via any means at your disposal.
Are you planning on using Raspberry Pi for this?
It could be, but no, not initially. Not initially. It's
and that would be in the Cool Science channel, right?
Indeed. But that we will, once we get all the people that are interested that contact us, we're going to make a separate channel for that project. And, it'll be for little tips and tricks and little gotchas to watch out for, nonsense like that. But it's not a complicated thing. And just we found it in an old ham radio magazine. And just as it's published, just about anybody can do it. And, by doing it step by step together, it's simplified even further. And, everyone will be able to talk to everybody else about any little hiccups they ran into along the way. And it should be a fun, science-y project for all. So that's what I got for today's announcements.
I have a comment to read. Pleiadius had a good one. It's he said, wasn't the firmament found about 14.5 billion light years out?
No. The universe is only 13.8 billion years old.
Well, see, they took the detour.
All right. And let's see. Oh, geez. We forgot to boot. Guys, we forgot to boot Cap. Later. We'll do it later. All right.
I hacked the stream again, so you can't boot me.
What?
I already warned him I would boot him in the chat, so I'll keep an eye out.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. You had something else to add, Cap? Or I'm sorry, I think I may have talked over you there.
No, it's not appropriate. I won't say it.
Oh, good.
No?
One thing the show is appropriate all the time.
It may have to do with the fact that Cap was thinking about having sex with me after.
Oh, you brought it up. You said don't try me.
That was the first thing
you said. You said don't try me. I know what you meant, but then I was like, no, I'm gonna screw with you, and I'm gonna take it a different way.
Yeah, Cap. To screw with me, that takes two. You're not going to get
Okay, that wasn't
consent.
Alrighty then, gentlemen. Can we not make a whole
We're going
bunch
downhill fast.
Yes, we are.
I see. I have noted the presence of a person that hangs out with me for my Saturday show. There is Opal Dragon. Hello, Mr. Opal Dragon.
Oh, hello, welcome.
Hey,
We're
Opal Dragon.
convinced to watch, so let the torture begin.
Okay. Well, we don't want to keep him waiting. And Cap's friend also joined us. As we have new guests, we don't want to disappoint them. I noticed there are two people buzzing in, Hefkar and Jared. Were those tests, or do you have something you want to throw in right now?
Mine was a test.
Okay, Jared?
Can we get on with the stupid? My beer's getting cold.
I thought a cold beer was good.
All right. We will get started.
But keep in mind, I said, get on with the stupid, which is why I said it the way I did.
Not a problem. All righty. We're going to be starting off with Mike Helmick.
Stupid.
Mike Helmick. It's a nice short one, and that is all I have to say about that. And on that note, here comes Mike Helmick with "The Earth Does Not Spin." Proof: flat Earth. Not technically a sentence in the classical sense, but there you go. And here it comes.
Not technically coherent in the technical sense.
I'm with you.
Bible Earth.
The differences between horizontal and vertical Coriolis effect.
Okay, Jared.
Stop trying to use the Bible as a fucking scientific source.
Okay, all right.
And two,
yes.
and two. Mm-hmm. This is to the title of the video. Really? You are going to deny that we have measured the rotation of the Earth now too, Mike? Don't make me empty this bottle in one chug and then ping it at your head.
All righty, and I see Hefkar has something to add as well. Hefkar, please proceed.
Get better graphics.
Yeah, not a bad idea there either. All right. And Squirrel, you have something to toss in at this early stage of the game?
I most certainly do.
Okay.
You see that piece of paper he's got there on the screen? He's going to make it look like it's actually some sort of like top secret military document. Except
this page is unclassified.
Oh, God,
this page is unclassified. No, it wouldn't say that. It would actually still have a classification, even if the classification is public. Spread it and get out there and spread it. Damn you.
Well, normally
you're talking about declassified. You stupid. Look.
Normally, at least in the Navy, it wouldn't say this page is. It would just say unclassified.
Yeah, or unclass and a green stamp.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You mean some of us have actually had security clearances and remember the actual training that we had to go through every goddamn fucking year?
Yes, I remember it quite well, Jared.
You know, it also makes it sound like, and I know this can't be the case, but it also makes it sound like you guys are trying to indicate that this document being shown here, with this page is unclassified at the bottom and unclassified at the top, is an attempt at distortion of the truth. Now, I know you guys don't mean that Mr. Helmick would try such a thing. That's not.
Can I say that?
Without knowing where this document came from, it could be possible that that's how some privately owned company sets up their stuff.
True. True.
I have a question for Jared and for Squirrel. Are those who saying that this guy might not exactly be, honest in what he's trying to represent?
Oh, I would never say that.
I would.
Whatever gave you that idea?
All right. Well, seeing as we've rounded a whole 6 seconds here, let's see.
I think the Tornado is very good at leaping on the opening credits before the actual content occurs.
Indeed. And, okay, Squirrel, is that a new buzz?
Yeah, it is a new buzz.
Oh, by all means.
It says there, Army Armament R&D Center, Aberdeen Proving Ground, Maryland.
Okay.
Then that means it is actually supposed to be a military document.
Then deception has occurred. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it is a fake document.
Okay.
Yeah, that isn't even close to the right format. And actually, I have to read this from Bo Hobo from the chat.
Okay.
Maybe he pulled it from the classified ads.
Well, he pulled it from the unclassified ads.
Indeed.
I also
I buzzed
Peter,
in for
Peter.
another comment from the chat,
Okay.
which I think sums it up. Doorknob had nailed it. This page has no class.
Okay.
that was my buzz for a comment. It was Doorknob heads. I was like, that was great.
All right. Now, that being the case, let us move on and see if there's any actual content to this. Anybody want to bet? You know what? Let's not even bother. All right.
Sucker bet. No, that'd be sucker bet.
I know the answer.
I do have one thing to say to someone in the
42.
comment. Opal Dragon says, "LOL, lots of lulls, but lacking cringe. Give it time. Give it time."
We will get there.
Yes, it's
I already responded to him.
no spoilers. All right.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
We'll get there in lightning speed.
It's happened in the past. All right. Let's see. Starting off here, it's 6 whole seconds. Moving on.
For the purposes of long-range rifle shooting, the differences between horizontal and vertical Coriolis effect for the purposes of long-range rifle shooting.
He repeats
He
it.
was trying to
The
do the
Coriolis
record routine.
effect is the effect Earth's spin has
Oh,
on
just drink.
Yeah,
Oh,
drink.
my.
We buzzed that drink. Yeah.
No one actually called it till me, but holy fuck, do you not have spell check, dude?
Apparently not.
He's worse than me.
Jared, I assume you're referring.
It's not even phonetic.
You're referring to the Corellius effect.
Yeah.
The Corellius effect, yes.
This is
Corellius effect.
That's an alias because they can't name the real thing.
could be. All right, let us
They
see.
continuously get it wrong. And, oh my god. And addressing the actual text of it.
Yeah.
Yes. The Coriolis effect is accounted for by aircraft. But here's the thing. You only really account for it the further north or south you're flying.
All
Isn't
righty.
that odd?
Now, let's see. I see Squirrel and Cap also buzzed, but failed to call drink.
Well,
but we'll pretend they called drink. And Squirrel, what do you got?
Okay. First off, if you were seeing said aircraft or bullet traveling east, you would actually see it flying backward. You would actually see its motion as backwards from orbit. They're moving at those speeds relative to the fucking ground.
Indeed.
Okay. Also note the Coriolis effect does not have a significant amount of, how they call that, effect on a round that is not going to be in the air more than about 3.5 seconds.
All righty.
Yeah.
Duly noted. And we should probably mention that Squirrel is not feeling well tonight, so everybody just be aware we might have to boot Cap. Cap, you have buzzed in. Please proceed, sir.
Yeah, mine was when he brought up the cipher round. Yes, there are times you do have to somewhat factor in for that with the distance. If you're shooting, I think, at 3/4 of a mile or more, then you have to factor in a little bit of the Coriolis effect to basically put the bullet where the target's going to be. And there's a few other factors in that. But yes, it can affect a round when fired at a really long distance.
Okay, I'm good with that.
That goes back to what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Most rounds aren't going to be in the air that long. You don't have to adjust for it.
Yeah.
If you're trying to catch a target 3 kilometers away, then yeah, you make a little bit. You actually do have to make a little bit, but that's the thing they call windage.
Yeah.
And it's part of the calculations.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see, Jared, you actually went for it. Do you have anything else, Jared, or did you pretty much cover it?
No, I covered my points for what
All
has been spewed so far.
And very good. Peter, I see you have buzzed in. What have you?
Yeah, we have a couple of counters on screen. I would opt to have a coincidental correctness counter as well, because I've actually found something in this mush that's actually 100% accurate. And that's the Coriolis effect would not care if it were a plane or a bullet. I'm pretty sure the Coriolis effect wouldn't care.
That is probably correct. I would say, all right, we'll have to give him points for that. And I was augmented.
Wasn't Coriolis effect one of the James Bond movies that never got made?
Probably.
All right.
Yeah, I would put also that, my drink call, and I guess subsequently Squirrels, since we kind of had the same one, that would probably fall under just plain wrong too. So
yes, well, it wouldn't be even wrong. Honestly,
not even wrong.
Not even wrong.
All right.
I'm
good with
I'll
that.
yield to that.
And Hefcar is also buzzed in. What have you, sir?
Just to add, even over long distances, wind would be a bigger factor than the Coriolis effect. Other than the fact that the Coriolis effect affects wind. But
yeah.
That's why it's included in windage.
All right.
Yeah. I just have a friend who does competition long range shooting, so I've learned a lot from him, and that's how I knew that a little bit.
I used to do long range shots for the military.
Yeah.
You know that shit.
He did when he was in the Army, and now he just does it for competition. So yeah.
Look at Blue Aegis comment. Airplanes just have to go into the graphics setting and turn the anti-Coriolising setting up.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, earlier that we turn up the volume on the video, please.
Was it turn up the volume, or was it that in addition to that, I believe he's got it running single channel, and it's all coming out of one side. Happy to turn it up.
Oh God!
But let's try. Everybody, listen. If we need to pick a channel, left or right, we'll do so. So, all right. On that note, let me clear this, and we'll move on. And yeah, keep an ear out if we need to pick either the left or right channel and make it mono from that. We'll do so. Okay. And at 24 seconds, here we go.
Now, this man claims that even a bullet traveling 740 miles per hour at a short distance is affected by the rotational spin of the Earth. If that is the case, then this same rotational spin of the Earth, or Coriolis effect, would also be applied.
Okay. Hefgar, you're up, sir.
Just something else to point out. I don't know how often they do, but I know planes can go faster than that.
Oh, indeed.
Some can. Generally, your smaller military craft, yes. But most of your commercial airliners top out between 480 and just over 500 miles per hour relative ground speed.
He's talking about a bullet. He's actually talking about a bullet.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, that's what I mean. But when he goes to airplane, the question was about aircraft speed, and your typical commercial airliner relative ground speed is going to be right around 500.
All right,
the only reason I pointed out that there are at least some planes that can go faster than 740.
Oh yeah, there's quite a few.
Because he's using that as a mitigating factor for the Coriolis effect.
Yeah, wasn't the Concorde's cruising speed 1,200 miles an hour?
I thought it was
1,500.
It was Mach 1.35, I believe.
All right. Oh, Bo says that we do have to
1,354 miles was the top speed of the Concorde.
All right, we're
Thank
trying.
you, Google.
Bo says we should throw it into mono. That his sound is all one channel. So he recommends left channel. Let's start with left channel and see if we get appropriate sound. Here we go.
Aircraft that leave contact with the Earth itself. The Coriolis effect would not care if it were a plane or a bullet, but affect both objects the same.
Drink.
This plane is attached to the ground.
Tornado, what do you got?
When he was mentioning the Coriolis effect, it not only affects planes and bullets, it also affects wind.
There you go.
I'm going to probably be experiencing some examples of the Coriolis effect turned up to 11 down here in Florida. Hint, hint, wink, wink, hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Okay. All right. And Jared, I see you have buzzed as well. What have you?
And this is an actual drink to add on top of that.
Okay.
Just for clarification, Mike, while aircraft are susceptible to it, they have this thing called powered flight, which means they can self-correct and actually mitigate the effects of Coriolis. Imagine
true.
that.
Quite true. All right. And Cap, what have you to add?
That was more or less I was actually going to bring up the powered flight thing that Jared did, because we have instruments that help correct for this.
Okay.
And he just I did one other thing. I guess I'll actually have to wait till he says it, because I think I know where he's going with this. So I'll have to wait until he says so stupid to call him on as stupid.
Okay. So Cap, if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that you're basically, one, you're repeating Jared, and two, you're not going to say it. So you're basically just wasting our time, you're saying. Is that accurate?
Well, Jared told it before I could. He got it right before me.
All right. Thank you, Cap. And thank you for taking my abuse. It's appreciated. Hefgar, I see you buzzed in. What have you?
Mine is another separate drink.
Oh, my.
And just plain wrong.
Oh, my. Okay. One of each. Go ahead.
Because he said the Coriolis effect would affect bullets and airplanes the same.
They don't.
Bullets and airplanes have very different masses and very different aerodynamic properties. They would not be affected in the same way.
Oh, so I hope you put a just plain wrong up on that.
That we did.
It's more a difference between powered flight and a ballistic trajectory.
Oh yeah, but even without that, they have very different masses and very different aerodynamic properties. They would be affected differently.
Yeah, that's true. Very few bullets are as heavy as a 747, or vice versa.
No
bullet.
Wait,
I would like to see the cannon that can shoot that.
Wait, you mean the Paris gun didn't fire a projectile that big?
Oh, no, a 747? I sure hope not.
No, it was the size of a VW bus. That's right.
Oh, that's just...
So that's what happened to all the Reichs VWs.
Launching VW buses. That's just mean. All right.
But they were practicing so they could handle the koalas that they were going to fire during the flood.
No, I thought we were supposed to just, fire the flat earthers, so that way they'll actually be able to see the curve.
I'm still okay with it.
Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me.
All right, and
wasn't there a Call of Duty game that had a space station that could fire tungsten rods at the?
That was Ghost.
Call of Duty Ghosts.
While we're on the principle, there was the throwing rocks at the Earth in The Moon is a Harsh Mistress, the old Robert Heinlein classic.
Ah, okay. And I see Peter has. Peter, you have something to add to the fun?
Oh, and not so much to add as a question. And Barry On asked pretty much the same question as I have. Do we know of any companies that make airliners that actually are attached to the ground?
No.
None that I know of. Well, no, actually, you know what? The way you phrased that question, all of them. All of the companies that make aircraft are attached to the ground.
The companies are attached to the ground.
Yeah, the companies are, but the aircraft, in the statement...
that depends on how you define attached.
Yeah, I was about to say, if we're talking touching, then yes, when they're on the ground there. You could even use a belt strap to strap it in.
Or are they very fond of the ground?
Tonight, Kat. What's wrong with you?
What?
You're obsessed with sex tonight. Every time I say something, you're going to touching and screwing and we need to boot you.
Are you complaining?
He wanted to strap you down this time, so.
Hey, I was not talking sex at all. You took it dirty.
Yeah, but then again, Peter, look, how long has it been since you've gotten this much attention in this short a period of time? All right, I see RJ has something to. RJ, you have something to add?
Well, I just thought we shouldn't miss the wonderful comment that Doorknob had put up apropos the VW firing cannon. It was a movie. Herbie Has a Bad Day.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Squirrel, join the fun. What do you got?
I vote we move on.
That's a good vote. But before doing so, let's see what Hefgar has to say. Hefgar.
I just want to point out, Mr. Unite for the Children. Is there a drink call for Grammar Nazi? I'm looking at you, Psystrike.
No. Grammar Nazi so far tonight was not Psy. It was me.
Okay.
And yes, I do have heavy German bloodline. So, see, hey.
All right.
Oh dear, Bull Hobo is actually bringing up science and fact. Smaller aircraft are usually tied down in bad weather conditions when they cannot be moved to a hangar.
There we have the answer. Aircraft attached to the ground. Very nice.
Sorry for the intrusion of science. Get back to the stupid.
Back to the stupid. Here it comes.
If the Earth were spinning beneath the plane would spin at the same rate of the Earth, or the plane would be affected by the Coriolis effect, meaning that the plane.
Okay, Jared has it.
You again.
You're up, Jared.
So one.
There you, Jared.
The plane already has the inertial value of the rotation of the Earth as it starts its flight. Imagine that. And there's this wonderful thing called gravity and powered flight. You do know gravity, Mike, right? It's the reason why your dense fucking ass doesn't float off into space with all the hot air that's between your ears.
Oh, Jared, you just showed that it's actually density because you just said he had a dense ass. So you just proved their point of buoyancy and density.
Once again, Cap takes it to sexuality.
Actually, Cap, he disproved it because he said his dense ass would float off. That's the opposite.
If not for the gravity.
Indeed. All right.
Oh, okay.
And Cap, I see you buzzed in. Do you wish to waste our time further?
I was just gonna say, Jared beat me to it again. So yes, relative motion, you moron.
So yes, you do want to waste our time again. Okay, thank you, sir. And moving on to Hethgar. Hethgar, what have you to add at this point?
Inertial frame of reference. This is a thing.
Applicable, I would agree. And I see RJ on the list. RJ, sir, please proceed.
Oh, well, it's just that Heat Shield Nosecomb was just agreeing with Bo. That's why we don't run around in airfields. We trip over giant cup hooks.
Squirrel.
Have you been?
Please increment the not even wrong counter. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So shall it be.
Yeah.
Very good.
He used the correct fact.
How well we're delaying?
The actual fact to then completely demolish his own argument. Not even wrong, dude. Not even wrong.
Good with that. Okay, moving on from 1 minute 15.
Yeah, has anyone actually calculated how much Coriolis force would be required to move an airplane sitting on an aircraft tarmac?
We'd need a rapidly spinning planet for that. Jared.
Yeah, I thought so, yeah.
Jared, what have you?
The word you're looking for is hurricane.
All right, two things, both relating to the chat. One, doorknob head. 2 girls, 1 cup hook.
That's even more disturbing than the original.
Okay.
And that was my buzz call, so you can skip me.
Okay. And the other one for people who are worried about tripping over tie down points on Flightline. Have you ever seen the flight deck of an aircraft carrier? Those fuckers are every 3 feet apart.
Oh, I thought they used Velcro.
Alrighty.
What was that, RJ?
I thought they used Velcro. Really big strips of Velcro.
Oh no! It's
you're talking about metal cable.
Oh yeah, no,
only
it's
in
not
the
cable.
Northern Hemisphere.
It's heavy chains with hooks that hook into the pad eyes, and like I said, those fuckers are every 3 feet apart. And fun tidbit: if you ever cross the line in the Navy, be ready to blow out seawater from every pad eye you come across.
Yeah,
that was fun.
Jared, are those hook things are you talking about? Or is that the thing that the tail of the plane catches on?
No, those are
okay.
No, the pad eyes are the tie down points. What you were thinking is the standoffs, the deck pendants. That's where the arresting wire is.
Okay, yeah, because I know when the jets
more safety railings on aircraft carriers.
Yeah, I just know when the jets come in, they hook that. So
I would accept anything Jared had to say on the flight deck of an aircraft carrier, but I doubt he would. I don't know how long he would last down in Radio Central with the rest of us grunts.
Wait. So wait, on an aircraft carrier, is this a good idea, Jared? Yeah, they're getting ready to fire off the plane. Stick your head in the engine.
Oh, that's a great idea.
I would suggest it to some people.
Yes. And speaking of which, time to resume the video. Somebody who apparently did stick their head in an engine.
And as for all this flight deck talk, the only only good advice I have for that is pilots, don't piss off the guys that set the pressure in the steam pressure in the catapult.
Yeah.
Don't piss them off, or you're going to take a little dip when you go off the end. All right. And moving on.
Plane has to be traveling at the same rate the Earth is. If the plane, let's say, is on the equatorial center of the Earth, then the plane would be traveling approximately 1,000.
Hethgar.
I'm pretty sure he's just using big words to sound smart.
He's not succeeding.
All right, Jared, what do you got?
This one is actually a drink. It's an asked and answered inertial frame of reference, you dumbass.
Indeed. Just by that last sentence, we know where the rest of this is going. And it actually goes back to something Squirrel said about the bullet that would appear to be moving backwards. It's from space. If you're on the Earth, not so much. Wow, we got Cap. What do you got?
And since we know where it's going, I'm just going to call my drink now. He's going to try and argue that a plane should be moving faster on the ground than with the rotation of the Earth than a plane in the air. Forgetting to realize about, what's the word? Oh, yeah, relative fucking motion.
Okay, so what I just said. So you're wasting our time again.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Cap. Good.
That's what I was waiting for him to get to make my call. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm not even wrong on that.
All right, good deal with that. We'll add that here. RJ, sir, what do you got?
Yeah, I was just wanting to make like a prediction or hypothesis that in the course of this video, the amount of actual calculations of forces and vectors and the like relating to the Coriolis will be zero, that there will be none of that.
Well, I'm not sure, and I'm not even sure if that applies to the Corellius effect that he's talking about. I'm not sure if the calculations are the same. All right.
Yeah, it could be entirely different. And if you're using your metric Coriolis or your qubit Coriolis, you got to use that conversion ratio from dumpf.
Absolutely. All right, Jared, what have you to add?
This is actually addressing Pleidius in the chat. Average life expectancy of untrained individual on an active flight deck is about 7 minutes. That's being about 5 minutes too generous.
Yeah, probably.
So what you're saying is I should not go and try and work on a flight deck right now?
No, actually, I think he was inviting you to do so. I think he was inviting you to do so, Cap.
No, I was on an LHD, so we worked with helicopters more than we worked with jets, which would be more dangerous.
Oh, yeah.
The choppers would be more dangerous?
No.
The wash and all that.
I'm asking the question, which is more dangerous?
The big tops, the jets, because of when they're actually moving the aircraft for most evolutions, it's actually the aircraft power doing it. So you have jet blasts going on all over the place. And if you're not paying attention, your ass will get blown off the side, which the catch nets are only 6 feet out from the deck edge. So good luck. Good luck.
All right.
Hopefully the lookout spots you.
Yeah.
Or your float vest is working.
Yeah, that too.
I gotta point out something Doorknob had said. Okay. Evolution? Blasphemy! I was about ready to point that out too when he said it.
All right. All right, very good.
And Bo's picking on me.
Moving on, please.
Well, if
it's our job to pick on you.
All right, so if Bo's picking on you, then we should. All right, we should probably boot Cap now then, so Bo doesn't get annoyed. All right, moving on.
Okay.
37 miles per hour, even though the plane was stationary and fixed to the ground. As the Earth spins, the plane would simply move along at this.
All right, Cap, I see you have buzzed. Please proceed.
Yes. He said that it's fixed to the ground. It is not. And what I think you're referring to is gravity.
That works. I'm good with that. And Hethkar, what have you?
I see that this is some kind of program that he's using here, but I kind of want a globe that actually looks like that. That's good. That's an interesting color scheme.
I agree.
Yeah, it's the Exxon view of the world.
No, it's actually the water depth. If you notice, the light blue is where the continental shelf shelf is located.
I recognize
seems reasonable.
Yeah. I've never seen one with that kind of contrast before.
It's pretty cool.
Looks
I
like,
like it.
Looks like this kind of program could actually be used for something useful, unlike what we're about to see, I suspect. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let us wipe the list and move on. And here comes more stupid.
Same rate of Earth spinning, or called the Coriolis effect. The plane is affected by the rotational speed of the Earth at the equator center. Therefore, the plane speed is...
Jared!
Two things. A plane flying in that direction is not going to be affected by Coriolis. It's actually ETVOS at that point, which, oh, wait, the plane is frickin' powered flight, so it's not even going to be affected by that.
Okay. All right.
Point two.
Okay.
Yet again, another asked and answered. Inertial frame of reference, you fucking dumbass. It has the speed of Earth with it, and then it takes off and adds on top of it for, well, what was that term, Cap?
Oh, yeah. Relative motion.
This seems to be a common mistake amongst flat earthers, I've noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
flat earthers, it's really easy to debunk them. Relative motion and relative level. Those, they don't.
Is it a natural property
that.
of cranial blockage of the rectum?
Yeah.
Might be.
Using two different reference frames at the same time is somewhat deceptive here. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ken.
RJ, if they have cranial blockage of the rectum, are you calling them a shithead?
Yeah.
Well, no. See, Cap, I think what you're referring to is more referring to the contents of the cranium. What RJ is talking about is the cranium itself becoming a blockage of another orifice. I think. That should clarify. And Hefcar, I see you have something to add.
It requires a certain amount of gymnastic dexterity, but it's nonetheless very unsightly and uncomfortable.
Yes, I think Ken Ham teaches classes for anyone that has difficulty with it. Hefcar, you have buzzed, sir. What have you to add?
I just want to point out that when he says that the rotational speed of the Earth affects the flight of the airplane, he's absolutely right, just not in the way he thinks he is.
Indeed. Quite true. And Squirrel, what have you to add?
Yes. Now, let me be perfectly clear here. Okay. Compared to the Earth, the aircraft is a very small thing. If it is in fact flying around the equator, then the Coriolis effect would have almost no effect. There's a reason for this. It's the same reason that a tropical cyclone down south of the equator will not move its ass past the equator. The same thing goes for a typhoon going south of the equator. All of the hurricanes of the American Southeast start over by means of Africa, just north of the equator. Blah blah blah. Coriolis effect would not be a problem right there, like at all.
So Squirrel, what you're saying is they don't understand basic anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When have they ever?
I think we went into this assuming that, Cap. I think that was one of our assumptions coming into this. But
okay, I just wanted to make sure Squirrel was not, I wanted to make sure he was up to date on his flurfers.
Oh no, always good to clarify. I agree.
That's an argument I've had for a while. I've just never had somebody make this argument. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
All righty. And Jared, you have something to add, sir?
I'm calling out a quote I just added from Doorknob Head to the Discord server. Okay. Airspeed, ground speed. Are you on speed? Flurfer speed.
Very nice. Very nice. All righty. And let's get going here. Guys, we've made it almost 2 minutes into this video.
Wow.
Wait, time out. 1 second.
Okay.
Because this is how much stupid we've already had.
Oh no, already?
Second.
All right. We have Okay, Factard says moving on. Convenient says don't. Oh God, the stupid is getting to me.
Oh, by the way, please increment the not even wrong counter again.
Oh, okay. So shall it be. Hold on. Here
Oh,
we go.
Paul's in the chat.
Huh.
Oh,
Right
hey,
at the
Paul.
equator and within,
Hey, Paul, Gia.
in about 100 miles in either direction, the Coriolis effect has no effect.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, clear zone.
All righty.
Biggleson. Biggleson.
Before you begin, may I just sing a refrain? We all fly in a giant yellow plane, which would be appropriate to what we're seeing on the
That
screen.
works. All right. And,
Biggleson. But according to the logic in the video, it would be impossible to play ice hockey.
Okay.
You know, funny you say that, Biggles. I play hockey.
All righty. Peter, what do you got?
Yeah, I have a rather scary message because Crypto just posted this in the chat.
Yes.
Apparently, our dear friend Mike here wants to run for Congress.
Oh dear.
Oh no!
Seeing
What
that
state is he in?
Trump got to be president, I don't see that would be entirely impossible for dear Mike to actually achieve.
That's why I asked what state he's in.
Denial.
Oh.
Oh, that was good.
You're correct, James.
Very droll. Very droll.
That is a little scary.
I majored in droll in college.
I'm guessing you did well. Okay, let us continue. Here we go. More stupid.
1,037 miles per hour. If the plane were to leave the solid firm ground below, then the plane would no longer be fixed to its reference frame on Earth.
Oh no.
Or
Drain.
in other words,
Correct.
Drink.
Cap, I see you have buzzed. Please
Asked
proceed.
and answered. Relative motion. Do I need a baseball bat with that imprinted on it and beat that into your head?
I'm with you
I'd
there.
like to see that.
All right, and Hefkar, what have you to add?
Just to add on to what Cap just said, he's completely forgetting that inertia is a thing at all, and that your frame of reference will move with you when you move.
Yeah.
Indeed, quite true. And Jared, you also have something to add.
You know what? I have to give Mike some credit on one thing right now.
Okay.
This is a beautiful shot of the AV-8B Harrier. It's
Well,
a shame they retired that bird.
See, I thought you were going with if he took the picture and if it was armed at the time. See, I thought that's where you were going.
No, I know we can't be that lucky.
All right. Understood.
I couldn't tell you what plane that is. It's a fighter jet. There you go. That's all I know.
It's actually an attack jet, not fighter.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So I know.
And of course, being a Harrier, it's capable of vertical lift. It's very nice.
The only thing,
Bad mileage, but whatever.
that's about the only thing I knew of the Harrier was it could vertically take off. But yeah, I'm showing my knowledge of naval vehicles and aircraft.
And to address Baryon, yes, the Harrier has been retired. It has been replaced by the F-35B.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
the General Universal
Harrier
Aircraft.
a Marine Corps jet actually?
Yes, it was.
So.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
But the Marine Corps aviation arm is managed by the Naval Aviation Maintenance Program.
Yeah, I knew that.
Well, the Marines are technically part of the Navy anyway, so.
Oh yeah, and I love reminding them of that too.
They hate it, but it's fun.
Ooh, I have some friends who will respectfully disagree, and by
I know.
disagree, they have a few words that I won't repeat.
I've known plenty of Marines. They don't like it, but it is true.
It is factual.
Yeah.
All right. And Andy is joining us. That's
Hey, Andy.
Yeah, and I was going to say there's a reason the seal of the Marine Corps has Department of the Navy on it.
All right. Oh, did somebody want to put in the buzzer links for Andy? Hi, Andy. In the chat there.
Yeah, do that, Cap, so we can
how's
boot
it
you.
going, everyone?
Yeah.
Hi.
And he's already in the buzzer.
Oh,
he is?
Andy.
I
he's
signed
already
into
in
the
it.
buzzer before I asked to join the meeting.
Oh, okay. No
well,
problem.
there you are.
You efficient
Oh,
person,
yeah,
you.
yeah. It was off the bottom of the list on mine. I had to scroll to see it. Sorry, Andy. And welcome. All right. And
Thanks for having me.
Mr. Unite for the Children. Marines, Navy? What's the difference? You say that, get the hell out of the way, and watch the mayhem.
From both sides, too.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's right, guys. Marines. Marine stands for My Ass Rides and Navy Equipment, Sergeant.
Sorry, I think you need to apologize to Andy because that wasn't nice what you just said.
What was that?
Saying that he's at the bottom of the list. I mean, we all know that's Cap, right?
That's Cap. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Andy.
But
I'm sorry, Andy. I gave you Cap. I tried to put you in Cap slot. My sincerest apologies. If it makes you feel better, we can boot him.
I gotta correct you on something though. Or was it Squirrel who said my ass rides in naval vehicle ones?
Naval equipment, Sergeant.
Okay, yeah. You're wrong, Squirrel. I gotta call you on that. It's muscles are required, intelligence not essential, sir.
Right. Or my ass really is naval equipment.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, Squirrel. I see you have buzzed.
Of course, as at least one other person here would know, Navy stands for never again volunteer yourself.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Squirrel.
I can get my own right along with the other guy.
Do you have something to add other than that? Because I see you have buzzed.
I was going to add, move the fuck on.
Moving on is exactly what we shall do.
Plane would not be able to spin at the same rate of the Earth or be affected by the Coriolis effect. This is why they claim that bullets and ballistics need to...
Andy?
I'm sorry, I joined in a little bit late. Obviously, Psystrike, you know what I've been tinkering with, so
indeed,
I'll leave that for a later date. But where exactly are we at with this guy and the Coriolis effect?
Okay, to bring up to speed really, really quick. So far,
make it real fast.
Yeah, he's talking about the Earth can't possibly be spinning because Coriolis effect, which he misspelled and misused by referring to it from two what was it? Coriolis effect. Anyway,
yeah,
and he mischaracterized what it should do to objects by looking at an object from two separate frames of reference. One from the stationary on the surface of the Earth. Stationary with respect to the moving Earth, and one from space showing the moving Earth, and mixing values from the two. His name is Mike Helmick, and let's see, what other details will you need? Oh, he's a Japanese.
Okay, so long story short, someone's going to get puking drunk.
Yes.
I'm already on beer too.
Yeah.
And you can add that he not only misspelled Coriolis effect, but he can't even pronounce his own misspelling.
Yeah, and another one.
Serious.
He didn't pronounce.
Oh, go ahead, Car.
He didn't pronounce whether he was trying to pronounce his own spelling or the actual spelling. He was wrong both ways.
It's a third. Yeah, yet a third spelling that he's actually saying.
And he has failed to understand relative motion and inertia. That's pretty much his big thing.
Yep.
I'm also pretty sure he didn't pronounce equatorial correctly either. But
no, it was aquatorial.
All right, that's okay. Yeah, that should bring
thanks
up to
for
speed.
catching me up, guys. I appreciate that.
And by the way, I allowed the feline to escape the sack-shaped packaging material, and kind of gave out what's coming up on Science Sunday, which will probably be on Monday. And
the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, told everyone about the build along with us thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Crypto, no, it's not.
All right, well then I might as well go ahead. Outside of what you and I were talking about earlier, and what I went and picked up that you already saw, I might have an SDR or two coming in that's going to aid in that project.
Most intriguing. Very good indeed.
Anywho, that's a story for a different hangout. So
Monday, for example.
Then we get back to Mike Helmick and his inability to understand the Coriolis effect,
or anything else for that matter. Hefcar, I see you buzzed in. What do you got?
If Cy let the cat out of the bag, Squirrel should probably find somewhere to hide.
All right.
I don't know. Have you seen the crocodile teeth on Squirrel there? I think he can.
I love
himself.
I'll rip that cat a new ass.
I don't know. Cat's got a pretty good battle posture. What's the first thing they do? Remove the eyes of the assailant. That's what cats. That's what a cat does.
There's actually a defensive lid before that, and I can still see through those.
Ah, okay.
I'll whip off one of its rear legs and beat it to death with the wet end.
Oh my! Be nice to the kitties.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Of course, you already have.
Yeah, can we move on, because I'm so curious who's going to win the staring down contest, the pug or the pilot?
All right.
Oh, the pug is gonna win, man.
Yeah, we can't see from this angle, but he's falling asleep with this. That's stupid. All right.
I gotta say real quick, Bull Hobo, I'm going to have to check on which version it is. Like I say, it might be two completely different units running two completely different software packages, and I need to make sure that they work with other things. So we'll get to that on Monday's Sunday Science.
Indeed.
So I got to point out, Craig, right into the danger pug. Except imagine that with singing danger.
You have to
I'm not
sing
gonna sing
that.
though.
If RJ recognizes the song,
notes, you have to sing that.
I'd say, if RJ, do you recognize the song that's being referred to there?
Oh no, I missed that.
Oh,
Danger zone.
It's
that would be one of those young people songs, wouldn't it?
Danger
from the 1980s.
All right.
I was on Proxima Centauri during the 1980s. I'm sorry.
Understandable. These things happen. All right.
I bet you got some fun stories from that.
We've got to. All right. We're at 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Kick ass. We're making absolutely zero progress. Yes.
I do have a question for RJ. If he was on Proxima Centauri, what's brighter, RJ's brains or that star?
I have to go with the first option.
Well, I'm shielded by a vibranium usually, so it'd be very dull.
Okay. All right.
All right. Moving on. Here we go.
Account for the spin rate of the Earth, simply because Earth spinning below a bullet moves the target away from the bullet's straight line of fire. This is a 7.
Hefgar, proceed.
The picture he was showing with the bullet coming out of the gun there, I'm gonna go ahead and say he was using it out of context, because there's no way in hell the effects he's talking about would have the bullet that far from the gun that quickly.
That's probably. Also, with his whole little last sentence, I guess we just didn't even care because he was already well on the path to wrong. He didn't mention direction, did he? He just said. He just said the Earth's...
Yeah, he didn't give a specific direction. He just said the movement of the Earth would move the target out of the line of fire.
Right.
And that's where windage comes in, you dumb fuck.
Okay. And let's see. Who else we got buzzed in here? Who was next? Hefgar? Are you up?
No, I got mine. I think it's Cap.
It's Cap. Cap, annoy us.
Okay, I'll start saying no. I won't. That's torture, not annoyance. But no, mine is asked and answered on the sniper round when we talked about bullet travel.
Gotcha. Alrighty, Peter.
That wasn't even a sniper.
Yeah, I have something for James, because I've heard him mention this in this movie night. James, if you ever were curious how the kangaroos got to Australia, look at the screen. They have their own airlines. Put that in your
And do you realize how many damn koalas you can pack into that plane and have room left over for stewardesses?
Let me guess. Noah built this too.
And they can fly first class, and you have all the other marsupials in the cargo.
Yeah, those damn echidnas can go tourist.
Yeah, platypuses on the wings and stuff.
RJ, I would not make the echidnas mad. You do know they have 5 heads on them, right? 4 of them not being thinking.
Right,
those are terrifying.
Okay,
but
you're scaring me. All right, and Squirrel, I think you're up here. What do you got?
Can we back this up a few frames just real quick, like?
Not a problem. You tell me if I'm in the right spot. Oh, I'm halfway in the right spot, aren't I?
There we go.
All right, folks. That there is the M4A3. It is a recent photograph. That thing you're seeing off there on the right-hand side, that is an ejected shell casing.
Yep.
And the round in question is moving very quickly compared to the ground compared to the ground. Therefore, it's not going to matter all that much whether or not the Earth is moving. It's not going to be in flight long enough for it to make any difference.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. The second you fire a round down, you send a round down range. Its maximum flight time is anywhere between 3 and 5 seconds. How far is the Earth going to move in that time?
Oh, that would be that mathematic calculation thing again.
I think
it's 23 and I'll give you a hint. It's 23. The Earth will rotate 23 and a half degrees in 92 minutes.
Okay.
Wasn't there?
You're talking about a time frame not to exceed 5 seconds, and that's only if your target is at least a click and a half away.
So that doesn't sound like much.
No.
On top of that M4 doesn't have a click and a half's worth of range. It's only good out to about it's good out to about 1,200 meters at most.
Okay.
And even then, if you could hit a target at 1,200 meters, the only thing your target's going to do is get pissed off at you. All you've done is put yourself away. Okay.
Annoy the target.
With the 5.56, yeah.
You are going to fire that weapon. You are going to fire that weapon at a range of less than 300 meters, which gives you a travel time of just less than a second.
Yeah, I was going to point. I think if I remember correctly from what my friend told me, I think that it's at 1,000 yards. The Coriolis effect, basically how far you would need to factor in, I think is, ignoring all other factors, I think it's about 4 feet.
Cap.
Well, again, depends on which direction you're firing as well. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Okay.
Cap, you do realize that what my friend told me isn't actual science, right?
I know he does this. I'm
check
trying to remember his calculations without doing the calculations on my own. Okay, I'm trying to save myself the math and go off of memory.
Okay, got it. So
I'm not citing him. I'm not citing it as an actual source.
Got it.
Cap.
We're with you. Wasting our time. We got it. Understand. Completely understood.
2 things.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Caproni.
Yeah.
You actually have 2 different problems here. First off, the amount of drop that you're talking about, the ballistic trajectory for a round, is based entirely upon the muzzle velocity. That will depend on the weapon, the amount of gunpowder behind the weapon, and the weight of the round. Okay, so a 4-foot drop, 1.3 meters, give or take a little bit. That M1 would probably give you about a meter's worth of drop over time.
Okay.
If you're talking about something over a kilometer away.
And 2?
I don't remember what type of gun he uses, so I couldn't tell you. I'll have to ask him.
Okay.
Now, if you're talking about the M107, that's a lot bigger round. That's a lot bigger, a lot heavier, and it's a lot longer barrel. Your muzzle velocity of that is going to be so absolutely stupid that you're gonna have the guy on the other end is gonna have problems even at 2.5 clicks away.
Yeah. I think
he might fire one of them.
107.
Squirrel, did you leave out the most likely thing here?
What's that, Peter?
It's highly unlikely Cap has a friend.
Oh, oh my! All right, let us get to
this is just getting personal, man. I'm feeling sorry for the little guy.
Now let me state for the record here, I have fired both rifles I mentioned, both of them.
All right,
I have a pretty good idea of what they can do.
Okay, but do you have
picture though, isn't it?
Okay.
Oh, that's not a bullet though. That's just a shell casing.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
And
he's going to tell you it's a bullet, but it's not. It's a shell casing.
Why don't we let Andy say what he's got to say, since he's been waiting patiently and he was the next one to buzz. What do you got, Andy?
I was just going to say, if anybody ever wants to sit down and obviously there are issues that do arise when it comes to long range target shooting or sniper fire, however it is that you want to sit down and consider it. There are going to be issues that arise there where, did the Coriolis effect matter when you took this shot? More times out of 10, you're going to find that that's actually going to be affected much more by large guns and not a 223. And if you're going to compare any sort of firearm to an Airbus A380, you might as well just go ahead and pull your head out of your ass now and let all the diarrhea just flow, because they're not relatable. There's entirely unrelatable objects.
Got it.
But remember,
An
he's
Airbus
using
A380
is
Yes.
a completely different mechanism from a Full Metal Jacket 223 or 5.56 NATO round going down range. They're not comparable. If you want to talk Coriolis effect on a larger scale, then you have to start looking at large artillery weapons, and you have to look at the actual distance that they're working with, as opposed to, holy crap, this guy is trying to shoot me, I'm going to shoot back.
Indeed. All right, Jared, I see you have something to add.
All right. Joaquin mentioned this in chat, and I agree with him. This entire video is a straw man. Please increase the logical fallacy.
Okay.
And yeah, I'd have to agree with him on that. And I would actually say we can add another one. Argument from incredulity.
Yeah. All right, so we'll give that 2. And since I did not think of the straw man things, so we get to use this. Hey, look, a straw man! All right, cool. Cool. I never get to use any of the effects.
Had a brain.
Still waiting for I'm still waiting
Fat
for
Card is calling for Skip.
Skip. It's a 7-minute video. How much can we skip? And I'll tell you what. How about I'll make a deal.
7 minutes?
Increase
6 minutes.
How about we
No.
How about we increase the playback speed? How's that? We've done that
Hey,
before.
let's make him sound even sillier than he already sounds.
Although I gotta say, the delays in this video have not been due to the video. It's been due to the amount of stupid we had to respond to. All right,
Yeah.
let's see. I think Hefcar, I think you have something to add.
Squirrel asked the question earlier, how much is the Earth going to move in about 3 to 5 seconds?
Yes.
And it reminded me that I believe yesterday, Godless Engineer did a response to a Jaronism video where Jaron pulled up a simulation for the orbit of the Earth around the Sun and set it to run at live speed and sat on it for like 20 seconds and it didn't move. So that should probably answer your question.
Okay. And was Jaron surprised by this outcome?
Yes.
Oh, that's just too much. All right. Good thing we're not watching that one right now. Okay. On that note, let us move on.
Fire. This is a 747. Its maximum cruise speed is 570 miles an hour.
Not a gun.
If this plane were trying to travel eastward along the equator,
my bad. I thought it
we
was an
have to
Airbus
keep in
A380.
mind that the Earth is spinning at 1,037 miles an hour.
Go ahead. Say
Watch
it.
what happens
I dare
as
you.
we have a plane
Here it
that
comes.
is stationary on the ground
Uh-huh.
and a plane that leaves the Earth under its own power at a speed of 570 miles an hour. The plane that is moving faster.
All right. I knew it, and I knew what he was going to do too. Oddly enough,
I knew he was going here.
Jared.
All right, one.
Jared.
Asked and answered.
Oh yeah.
Two. The plane doesn't immediately go up to its top fucking speed.
All right. I'm good with that. And Cap, you're up.
I had the yes and answer that Jared beat me to. Screw you. But I also have a question for you. You mean they don't hit their cruising altitude right out the bat? They actually have to get up to a cruising altitude?
Perhaps.
About 30,000 feet.
Yeah.
Indeed. But yeah, it's. I wish I had buzzed because he's mixing goddamn reference frames again. All right, Squirrel, I see you.
They all do that. They can't avoid it.
Squirrel,
I predicted this event
at
the very front end of this video, and he is now demonstrating exactly what I was talking about. He's not even wrong, and Harry M is calling for a click. I'm inclined to agree with him.
Yeah,
dude is not even wrong.
All right, here's your click.
You don't know Jack.
Tornado loves that one. All right, we will augment the not even wrong.
Wait! You have Tornado on the recording for click now?
Yes, that's Anyway, all right, Hefcar, what have you to add?
Junior is not even wrong.
Yep, I added it. Hefcar, you're up.
Right. What I wanted to add is what he's saying here is sort of right. Because like was pointed out earlier, if you're looking at the planes flying on the Earth from outer space, if they're going in the right direction, they'll be going backwards from that frame of reference.
Yes, but he's not.
What he's about to show here is what you would see from an outside frame of reference, but that doesn't mean that's what's actually happening.
Yes, and the showing of the two planes, one allegedly fixed to the planet and one moving at speed, which already has both the moving inertia that it had sitting on the ground, plus whatever additional energy it's thrown into it. Yeah, I'm with you. Cap, what do you got?
I have a drink on Hethkar. He's giving this guy way too much credit than he deserves.
How so?
I know. I try to be generous with my interpretations.
Yeah, with how he was saying, oh, well, if you look at it from the right frame of reference, he was not even close to that. I'm sorry, Hethkar. You're being way too generous. And usually I'm the one who tries to be generous.
I'm aware that he's not looking at it from the right frame of reference. I'm just saying that he is right if you look at it from the right frame of reference.
Okay, all right.
Yes, if we remove the stationary plane and look just at the one he says is moving, yeah, absolutely. And, let's hit play.
On the ground. It is sitting on its runway, fixed to the hard surface of the Earth, and is affected by the Coriolis effect, meaning that the plane is moving at the same rate that the Earth is moving.
Okay, this I don't know if this is
okay. I take that back. This one is just completely wrong.
Yeah, he's conflating. Yeah. He's saying that the Coriolis effect is the rotation of the Earth. That's what he said in that last sentence.
False equivalency fallacy.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Actually, what he's doing is trying to set up the Coriolis effect as a stand-in for gravity.
No, I think he's doing a false equivalency.
Remember, I think he's a false equivalency.
No. Well, let's see what Jared has. Let's see what Jared has. Jared, what do you got?
He's just getting it all fucking wrong.
Yeah, indeed.
Wait, so do we now need a new category called all fucking wrong below not even wrong?
We can kind of we'll be generous and
where do you think he's falling on the Jaron index? I think he's at least at 0.8.
At the moment,
no,
yes,
I would say
he's climbing.
0.95.
Well, he's climbing.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, Cap. That's what I was thinking.
Indeed, the Jaron scale may not be.
I will defer to that. I think that's reasonable.
All right, Hefkar, what do you got?
I was completely wrong in my interpretation of what he was saying earlier. I will admit that, because what he has said now is that his plane that he has fixed on the surface of the Earth would pass the plane that he has flying.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is definitely wrong.
And if we back it up, correct me if I'm wrong, there have been quite a few. I mean, the drink call stands at 13, so I may be mistaken, but it sounded like he indicated that Coriolis effect and the rotation of the Earth are the same thing, because
he does seem to be conflating the two. Yes,
because he said the plane on the ground on the runway is affected by the Coriolis effect. Well,
at the equator, it would not be.
No, if it sits on the
sitting on the ground, it wouldn't be.
In any case, it would not be, unless there's a hurricane coming by and it's blown off the runway. Other than that, nothing. All right, Cap, what do you got?
Yeah, I got to point out something Crypto said in the chat. Okay. 68.393 gigagerons.
No. Go lower to what Aubade was saying below that.
What's he got?
Earth tentacle porn. Isn't that the start of
Earth
Starbound?
tentacle porn in action.
All right, I will not be doing any Google searches after this. No, I will not.
No, I have to call drink on that one because the tentacles aren't in the right place. We know if that's the actual case, the tentacles have to come out of Japan.
And it's funny how he'd know that. All right, Andy, what do you got? Please let it not be about tentacles.
It has absolutely nothing to do with tentacles. It actually has to do with a comment from earlier from Bo Hobo. I'm sorry, I'm a little buzzed. I'm not going to be able to say your name right. You had earlier asked about the SDR that I was looking at. I just wanted to pop in real quick and let you know that it's the RSP2 that you can find on page 27 of the HRO catalog for spring and summer of this year.
Nice.
Citation and everything. Look at you. Fucking awesome.
I was just down at HRO in person. I'm mad at them. There was an incident. Anyway.
Sorry for the segue.
No problem. And all of that will become
you got a counterbalanced two-wheel vehicle you're moving around there?
We need the crickets. We need the crickets.
You know what? Even though I thought about that at the same time, I thought better than to say it.
Well, angels go where I don't fear to tread.
That's got it wrong. Wait. I'm prepared.
You gotta keep that one on the ready use button, Buster.
All right, we are prepared. Okay, Andy Hethgar, what do you got?
Unfortunately, mine is about tentacle porn. I'm pretty sure Earth tentacle porn is the tutorial level of Starbound.
All right. And Jared.
I got that.
Jared, what have you?
Mr. Unite for the Children. He gives us page 22, but won't give us an item number? Unacceptable.
All righty. And let's clear this. And let's move on. Here we go.
The plane that appears to be slower is a plane that has left the ground and is flying under its own power at its max cruise speed of 570 miles an hour. If you notice, the plane that is fixed to the ground is able to out...
Hethgar, you're up.
Not only is he forgetting the initial inertia of the plane that he's claiming is flying, he's also forgetting that it's flying in an atmosphere that is also moving.
Quite true.
So are you trying to say he just is wrong?
That's a not
just
even.
Plain wrong.
That's a not even wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm
thinking.
thinking.
So fucking wrong.
That's a not even. All right.
Yeah.
I would go with fractal more than not even, but
ooh, I like it.
All righty. And
fractally true. I like that.
Fractally wrong.
Fractally wrong. That's a new one. Okay. And Jared, do you have something to add there?
It's been said.
Okay. Tornado, what do you got?
I guess we can say that Mike Helmick is just full of gas.
I would say that would probably be accurate. And seeing nobody else on the list, let me clear that.
But is it the type of gas we can set on fire?
Well, technically, since we are made up of most of our body is made up of hydrogen and oxygen, it should be able to be set on fire as long as we can separate the two first.
No, I was thinking he'd be full of some sort of level of octane, so we can actually see it go. Woof.
All right. So you're thinking
Yeah, you almost got me
methane.
started on anti-vaxxers there.
He can and does produce methane, sir.
Methane is the one. All right.
There we go.
And on that note, here we go. Moving on.
Run the plane flying under its own power along the equator at 570 miles an hour.
Ring!
A plane leaves.
All right, Tornado, go ahead.
And of course, under its own power and in atmosphere, which means, yeah, of course. Guess what? Other factors are at play besides whether or not the plane is moving under its own power.
Quite true.
And if it is moving under its own power, that means that it can adjust for the Coriolis effect.
Can I say,
Jared? Jared, what do you got?
Can I say what else? Can I say what is affecting it?
Go right ahead.
Gravity, you fucking retard!
Gravity. Have you ever heard of fucking gravity?
I
Cap.
So I think we need that clip.
Wait.
Yeah.
All right.
I would say also Tornado. You're forgetting one thing. He doesn't understand relative motion either.
No, Cap, you got that wrong. It's just he doesn't understand.
That covers it. You're right. Just leave it at that. You got it. All right. Heathgar, what do you got?
What?
By the logic he's employing, if you were to stand on a train that's moving and you jumped up, you would fall. You would land significantly further back than where you were standing before.
Pretty much. And
which of course does violate that Galileo thing. So we have him now about 600 years behind the science.
Well, we always knew it. Well, now at least we have a number as to how far behind.
Yeah, there we go. Now, if we multiply the centuries he's behind on the science by his gerund index, can we determine whether or not it is before or after 42?
No, it is 42.
Don't do that while I'm consuming beer. All right, Jared, you have buzz.
That would be all the time, wouldn't it?
I have to say, Tornado, you have made me proud. My whole thing of stopping after they don't understand is growing. It makes me so happy.
I still like to explain what they don't understand.
Well,
everything.
Generally
Go for a
speaking,
shorter
they don't
list.
understand anything.
Go for a shorter list. Talk about what they do understand. How about that?
Then I wouldn't be able to talk about
They
anything.
may know how to tie their shoelaces, but we
so-
didn't check whether they're just in sneakers.
Most of them understand how to spell their names.
Velcro.
He doesn't know how to spell Coriolis.
Yeah, we noticed that. All right, and moving on.
I did have a comment to read from the chat.
Oh, go ahead.
I did buzz for that. Astro Rex. He's rectally wrong.
Yeah,
I like that. Rectally wrong.
Yeah. I just wanted to point that one out.
That is a good one.
Crypto says, "Oh my God, they broke Tornado, you bastards!"
What do you mean they broke Tornado?
All right.
No, sadly, he is still functional.
Yeah.
Heathgar, what do you got?
I just had a thought of how to say something. I just want to see how you guys feel about it.
Okay.
He's suffering from rectal esophageal inversion.
Rectal esophageal inversion.
I can go with that one.
His head so far up his ass that basically it's around
He's
his
feeling
ass.
shit out of his mouth is what I was going for.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have a not particularly pleasant anatomical condition, but analytically descriptive of what we're seeing.
Quite true. Quite true. All right, and Jared?
Tornado does not break. Tornado breaks you.
Yeah, I just saw
Nice.
I still like
There you go, doorknob.
tentacle porn there. I think that's fascinating. Do we ever get to see what the tentacle is attached to?
I have no idea. We'll
Thank
see
you,
what
It was
doorknob.
actually Jupiter trying to tongue the planet.
It does seem to be rather
I
intimately
thought it
stroking
was-
the planet.
I actually thought it was actually attached to an alien life being.
Maybe. Squirrel, what do you got?
Can we move on, please?
Ah, you rock. Exactly what I was thinking. Thank you, Squirrel.
You damn person! You want us to watch more of this stuff?
Here it comes.
I'd like to get this one over.
Here it comes.
Traveling east under its own power with a max speed of 570 miles an hour would never be able to reach its destination simply because the ground beneath is moving at a rate of 1,037.
All right.
Tornado.
Yeah. Tornado, you're up.
Just because the plane might be moving slower than the Earth's rotation, quote unquote, does not mean the plane is moving just without the Earth. Let me rephrase it. Just because the plane is moving slower than the Earth,
Yes.
doesn't mean that the plane is moving backwards. In fact, the plane is still moving forwards because it started with the initial speed of the Earth, so it's moving relative to the Earth, Not to mention, it also has an atmosphere. The Earth has this atmosphere that moves with it as well. And that atmosphere and the plane are held to the Earth by this one magical force. It's called gravity.
Right. Quite true. Cap, go ahead, annoy us.
That was it. Relative fucking motion.
Okay.
I'm getting tired of saying that to these flat earthers. They need to learn it.
Quite true. Hethkar, what do you got?
Going to learn it. Otherwise, they would have to admit that all of their life has been a lie.
The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm thinking whatever he ripped this from, to start with anyway, was some kind of Starbound reference.
Okay. Possible. Jared, what do you got?
Yeah, this whole thing is both asked and answered and not even wrong.
I'm good with that. Augmenting counter.
I just want to see that airplane that is the size of, let me see, the distance from San Diego to Portland, I think.
It looks like it's about the size of the entirety of Central America.
Yeah, that's a damn big airplane. You know, I tell you, these Airbus people just are too ambitious.
This was Howard Hughes' other project. Okay.
Yes. The Golden Goose.
Yeah, the Spruce Goose was just a test platform.
Yeah.
He let it breed, and this is what happened.
This thing would cover an area north to south of or from Ecuador down to Rio de Janeiro.
And I'm saying that looks like about 1,500 miles wingtip to wingtip, don't you think?
Now, this is the Mothra of airplanes.
All right.
Mothra was scared from this. Can we move on, please? Now, thank you.
Absolutely, Squirrel. Here we go.
7 miles per hour. We can see that the plane that is fixed to the ground and stationary on Earth is moving faster than the plane that has actually left the ground and is now flying.
Asked and answered,
The plane
don't bother.
that is flying will never reach its destination,
I was gonna say
continuing
quick, but
to
fine.
travel east. There are still a few people left on Earth that believe the Earth is spinning.
Drink.
Okay. Cap,
Just a few.
Cap, go ahead.
Don't have a drink call. It's a comment in the thing.
Oh, go ahead.
It says the banana. It is its own Republic Goose.
I
thought that was
all right. Zip code.
I'm good with that. And Hethkar, what do you got?
Mine is a drink.
Okay.
And that is because he has absolutely invalid data. There are still a few people that think the Earth spins.
Yeah, a few.
Just a couple.
Like almost all.
We get together in conventions every once in a while and toast to the lie that we try to put out of the spinning Earth, knowing that all the vast majority of the people out there have abandoned us, and we weep into our beer.
Yes, and for the rest of the meeting, everyone has their hand up asking where their shill checks are. Yep, been there.
Crypto has it right. 99.99999999999% of humanity.
Oh, did you see Harry's comment right above it? Would Godzilla see the curve?
How is Godzilla supposed to be?
Godzilla!
Alrighty.
No, it's not Godzilla. It looks like Godzilla, but it's not.
Oh, I know this one.
It's Gora, right?
No, we should run like this, Godzilla.
No, it's
We're going to go through all the damn movies here if you don't watch out.
That's from Austin Powers. They couldn't get the licensing, so that's how they got around it.
Godzilla! It looks like Godzilla, but due to international copyright laws, it's not. But still, we should run like it is, Godzilla! No, it isn't.
Alrighty. On that note?
Yes, I get that reference.
On that note?
Hold your head up.
I'm feeling much better. Moving on.
Their explanation is that the air above the Earth spins at the same rate the Earth is spinning, even though air is comprised mostly of nitrogen.
Jared, what do you got?
Okay. The air doesn't bend at the rate that the Earth spins.
Okay.
The Earth is fucking curved, you nitwit. And the atmosphere goes around it.
However, the air will be thinner, which is what this particular object shows.
Quite accurately. I'm actually rather impressed with that.
He can't even read his own fucking graph.
Accidentally.
But let's see how he fucks this one up.
I want to know what the two different lines are supposed to
I
be.
bet he doesn't use a condom.
Oh wait, never mind. I see it.
All right, moving on. Let's let him botch it further.
And oxygen and is a gas and far less dense than the ground, they believe that the atmosphere acts like a solid, as hard and as dense as the ground.
Jared!
One, we don't think. We know how the atmosphere acts. Two, is there anyone with half a brain cell that's functional that thinks that the atmosphere acts like a solid?
Depends
I
on how cold.
I got it. I know.
Oh wait, no, I think RJ had his hand up.
Yeah, let's go with RJ.
Yeah. Somebody that has only one functioning brain cell. The guy that made this video.
There you go.
No.
What do you got?
You're wrong, RJ. It's the flat earthers who know there's a dome. The Bible. What's that? Don't you know the glass dome is supposed to be solid?
There's no place like dome.
Does anybody else feel an odd twinge in the stomach when hearing the phrase "you're wrong, RJ"? That just, it just doesn't feel right.
Even if I have to do it just being a smart ass, it's very rare that you can ever call RJ on something.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It's just not something. It's not something I'm used to hearing. Anyway, Hethkar, you have something to add.
What he's referring to is what I mentioned earlier, being that the Earth or that the atmosphere is also rotating, and that the airplane is in the atmosphere.
Indeed, and yes,
sorry.
Okay.
If you're going to relate how the atmosphere acts to anything, it'd be like how it'd be a fluid, not a solid.
Quite true.
That's what I was driving at.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think that was not even wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm good with that.
Not even.
I'm good with that. And Squirrel, I see you at the top of the list here. What do you got?
I was going to suggest that anybody that knows anything about fluid dynamics knows that all gases are treated as fluids for the purposes of calculation.
Quite true. Alrighty. And
for example, helium balloons versus gravity.
Crypto. Sorry.
Yep. Go ahead,
Crypto. The flat earthers have no idea about the concept of scale. We already know this.
Quite true.
Yeah.
And let's see.
Don't let them measure the bananas at the grocery store then.
Also speaks. Mike Helmick videos are slightly less educational than huffing gasoline and making shit up.
Yeah. RJ, I don't want to know.
The television turned off is more educational than one of these videos.
The television
the off television does not have
more educational.
The off television does not have a negative educational value. This video does, in fact.
Yes, it goes into into negative gerunds.
Yes, the off television it gives you no benefit, but it does no harm either.
Considering what normal gerund is, wouldn't negagerund be a good thing?
Yes, actually, that's true.
Yeah. I realized that the logical fallacy of my argument the moment I put it out. Good of you to catch me on that.
On you.
What do you got?
That's right. A television deprived of power and a screwdriver can be very educational.
Well, at least in the old days, you could use a television not tuned to a regular channel to observe the Big Bang.
Oh, that's true.
Well,
alrighty.
I can still do that with something.
Okay. No one read aloud what Crypto just said.
Oh, isn't that a gauntlet thrown?
No.
Oh, yeah.
We will read but not say. I have read.
I don't know.
All hail the yellow, and I'm shutting up now.
Okay.
All
now is shots fired.
All right, moving on.
Planes land on. This is simply not true. As we increase in altitude, air density actually becomes less.
And
the more a plane travels upwards, up to 38,000 feet, the plane is in a far less dense atmosphere.
And
now the plane, even though in a far less dense atmosphere, is still able to keep its ground speed under its own power. Therefore, we have to conclude that the atmosphere is not a solid, but a gas of nitrogen and oxygen.
Yeah.
Which
that
claims it is a solid.
Yeah, but Joe, hold on. He hasn't made his point. He said all stuff that's correct. I'm waiting for him to
I know. I'm going to say something.
I guess you are. Go ahead.
I hereby quote Archery 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. No shit, Sherlock.
Indeed. All right.
Right?
Moving on. Let us, now that he said a bunch of accurate things, I hope we didn't miss his botching it at the end. Here we go.
Not possibly be spinning. If a plane were to try to land on an object spinning so fast below it, this would be the result.
Great.
Hefgar!
Damn you! All right, Hefgar, you're the man. Go ahead.
I don't know how fast they usually travel during flight ops, but do you know how fast an aircraft carrier can travel? And I know they can land aircraft on them when they're going max speed. They don't usually, but they can.
Depending on the individual aircraft carrier, it's anywhere from 32 to 42 knots.
You can land aircraft on that. It's not easy, and they don't usually, but they can.
Okay. And, Cap, do you have something to add to that?
Yeah. Aston answered relative fucking motion.
Gotcha. And
Feel
Jared.
like a broken record.
Jared, you're up.
Good.
And speaking of that, again, dumbass, it's not an immediate, hey, we're going 570 something. Oh, we stop. No, they slow down. They scrub speed. They increase. There's a wonderful thing that happens when a commercial aircraft extends its flaps. It starts slowing down naturally because it's changing the lift coefficient of the wing, which in order to maintain a proper flight envelope, they have to slow the fuck down, which, oh, wait, the normal landing speed for a 747 fully loaded is 195 miles per hour.
Also, any pilot that landed wrong enough to do that would be immediately fired and sued.
Okay. And RJ, I see you have buzzed in. What have you?
Well, I was just going to notice that the idea that you could put up a video of a child on a treadmill falling off as opposed to the doing the mathematics.
You look at his intended audience. That's all I can say.
That's true.
Look at who he's pitching. This is perfectly convincing. And as we know,
convenience. Convenience as an aircraft landing on a treadmill would just increase the speed of the tires.
Probably true.
Indeed. Yeah. All right. Peter, what do you got?
Yeah, can I point out that most airplanes I'm aware of, at least those who land on land, are equipped with wheels. So for this video to be accurate, shouldn't the girl be wearing roller skates? And
I
see
believe
what happens
so.
then?
I believe so. All right.
That
Cap, what do you got?
Interesting.
What you got, Cap?
Yeah, it was something Jared said about with the flaps of the plane. You mean pilots actually factor in that, they need to slow down to actually make a safe landing? Like they actually think that far ahead?
Yeah.
And, no, of course not. They're not smart enough for that.
And then I got to point out something Bo said.
What's that?
Long live the C-130H, high-speed landing.
Actually, I prefer the J model. Those new props are fucking beautiful and efficient as all hell. All
right. Very good. And Cap, as to what you were saying, I wonder if it would simplify things for Mr. Helmick here if we described it as coming for landings as matching the ground speed of the Earth. Would that clarify it for him?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand that you have the inertia, the initial speed upon takeoff that with the relative motion of the Earth. He doesn't understand that, so he wouldn't understand ground speed.
Yeah, the problem with trying to say that is he would think that it would need to speed up for that.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well,
yeah, he would probably look down, and tell you that the ground where he is not moving.
An injection of delicious reality. Chris Kelling says that he works at the company that makes those props.
Oh,
cool.
Interesting. All righty. Let us. We're dangerously near the end of this, and by that I mean, thank God we're getting near the end of this. Here we go.
We're going to another example. Yes. Let's make the same bad analogy twice.
And we've changed.
That was probably the best part of the video, though.
Yeah. I was
entertaining than everything else, other than the tentacle porn on the planet.
I was actually hoping for the final minute he was just going to show a bunch of those videos, but we've changed screens, it seems. Now he's going into what? Airline schedules? Let's see. Okay, here we go.
Google flights. Let's see how he fucks this up.
Squirrel has something to add. Squirrel, what do you got?
Prediction. He is going to drag out a bunch of shit which will involve all the flights going through Bahrain or someplace close to it. Emirates.
All right. Well, let's... Cap wishes to annoy us again. Cap, go ahead.
Predictions. I am actually going to say he's probably going to try to keep it normal somewhere in a normal flight, like maybe on the same continent, not even going that far. But he's going to try and argue that East and West, if you go like from West Coast to East Coast, it should be one time. But if you go the other way, it should be the other. Failing, it should be like a much shorter or longer one. Failing to understand relative motion.
That would be interesting. Again. So you think he's going to, if you're going the wrong direction, you think he's going to add the speed to the plane speed and the other way. I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Like that.
RJ, what have you?
Oh, well, just apropos the centripetally forced poor child, Crypto says, in Fletard land, kids are expendable. Same rules as Hovind land.
Oh, yes. Indeed.
Oh, how true.
How
true.
Is it Ham? I like I've pointed out before, I always get these two mixed up. Is it Ham or Hovind that does the which of these is not like the other thing?
Hovind.
Hovind. And
horrifyingly makes Ken Ham seem reasonable.
Yeah, and the fun part is the last time he did that live online is where he asked a kid, "Are these two the same?" And he was expecting a yes, and the kid said no.
Yeah, he failed. His 5-year-old test failed.
His 5-year-old test failed on him. The kid was smarter than he was.
His unbeatable 5-year-old test failed.
Child debunked.
Peter, how far are you proceeding on our meetup with Hovind?
I'm using you guys as leverage. So there are some negotiations going on. He already accepted all of the other conversations that I set up, but
not me.
No, I'm having trouble letting him accept the Texan tank, and I still want to see that happen.
All right. Well, I hope you told him I'm coming to see his park. All right.
Are you?
Yes, we gotta see that.
Wait.
You're going to live stream that, right?
That's the plan.
You're not going to be there for long. You're going to be ejected within minutes, but I want to see that.
I suspect.
Sai,
yes?
Wait. Sai, for simply thinking of doing that, you need to chug.
Hey,
all right.
Hey, Sai, I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. If you do go, do you think that he's going to allow you to ride the rectal dinosaur?
I don't think he's actually built the dinosaur that shoots the kids out of its hindquarters yet. Remember in the last video we watched?
Okay.
In the last video of his, Yeah, the last video we
Like,
watched,
paleontology degree.
he had still made the plea.
My guess is Sai will be accepted in because he'll bring the Wonder Jeep, and Hovind doesn't like anything more than having a four-wheeler.
Say you'll haul some concrete or something.
Indeed. Oh, that's it. I'll stop at Home Depot on the way and just bring some bags of concrete, like about 50 of them.
Yeah, there we go. He'll be thinking you're doing a donation for him, and then you just forget to actually donate it.
Here's my contribution to your child shooter that ejects children at high velocity. That's. You guys, I can't.
Here's my contribution to your. Here's my contribution to your rectal ejector seat.
Indeed.
That was, Crypto says Kent Hovind hasn't been the same since SpongeBob divorced him.
Wow.
All right.
I was going to reference how the chat is agreeing with me, Sai. You need to chug until that thought is drowned in a flood of
chug.
Oh, come on. Think about it. None of you guys have actually seen anything from inside of that nonsense. I suspect it's all painted plywood propped up from behind or something like that. And it's just like those creationist movies. I'll go so you don't have to.
But
Alex says the Kent Hovind Neverland Ranch.
I have a question for you, Jared.
If you do go,
yes.
I want to make a suggestion because he's still planning that dinosaur that shoots kids out of his ass.
Yes.
Convenient just came up with the best name for that. The Sphinctosaurus.
All right.
Thorax.
I need to ask.
You got to get the accents on the right syllables.
Indeed.
Gentlemen.
Cap, what do you got? You have a question?
I was going to ask Jared if Sai is supposed to drown that thought out with beer, is he supposed to kill all the animals or is he supposed to save any?
Only the pug.
Only
the pug. Okay.
Well, yes, because the pug has the breath of life. We know this. All right, I see Squirrel has buzzed. What do you got, sir?
You guys are stalling. We need to get a move on.
Yes, we are stalling.
Video on the back of this.
We're caught. All right, let me clear the screen here.
I had two things.
Go ahead, Huskar.
One, to Commander Solo. Given everything else today, either Sum or Dome was fine. I don't care. Two, we should arrange so that at least some group of us can go together and we can do the Creationist Arc Park or whatever the hell it's called as a movie night.
That would be cool.
Oh, if I were closer.
Yeah.
Indeed. Well,
if I had a way of getting there, that would be fun.
But see, as long as I don't bring the pug, I think I can blend in. I'm gonna have to leave any semblance of critical thought in the Jeep, I guess. But
I was gonna say, as long as we don't start talking.
Yes, that's really the trick. Do not speak. I didn't know if to go that way or to indicate that. It's me. I'm here because and really, who wouldn't want to believe the stuff he's talking about? That invisible man in the sky and he's watching out for you. That would be great. That would be so freaking cool. But I just see no evidence.
So, Bo just reminded me of something. There's something you absolutely need to bring.
What's that?
Two stands and a piece of cloth. Because Apologia showed part of a YouTube video of his, and that showed the toilets. And just 2 words: no doors.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, you mean if I go there, if I go to the Dinosaur Adventureland, I shouldn't wear a shirt that says, it has an arrow pointing down and it says, Mrs. Bubba's prisoner, and then has a picture of Hovind behind bars. I shouldn't wear a shirt that says that.
No, I suspect that would be bad. And don't go with your little MP3 player playing Johnny Goomba's songs. No, none of that.
I want to do this.
All right, click play on tape.
Yes, we should click play.
Wear a I Love Mary Toko shirt when you go there.
Hit and play.
Who still believe that the Earth is spinning, though there be few, If we were to take a flight from New York City to Los Angeles.
Okay, Jared, go ahead.
One, there's more than just a few of us who know that the Earth is rotating.
I think. Statistically.
Two, it's been freaking measured.
Agreed. All right, here's some more of this crap.
That would be traveling west. We would be traveling against the spin of the Earth. Our flight time for that flight on a nonstop is approximately 6 hours. Once again, that's going from New York to Los Angeles.
Let's repeat
traveling
the
west.
same
If we were to
thing
reverse
4
it-
times.
All right, Cap, you're up first.
He did exactly what I predicted.
Yep.
Exactly.
You get the call.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Hey,
I
counter.
was gonna let him finish.
Asked and answered.
All right. How about we get him some more rope and let him hang himself the rest of the way?
Okay,
I
here
was
we
gonna
go.
let him finish before I said anything.
All right, let's
My
let him.
drink asked and answered still remains.
Just a short observation.
Okay.
We revived Hillel. He's in chat.
What?
We did.
Oh,
How's
Hill's
that?
Hill!
Hill!
What are
Run
you
away!
doing out in the other room?
Oh
Run
my.
away, Hill!
Get the hell in here, Hill!
The stupid's too much. If it can bring you back from the dead, that's bad.
Oh my God! You guys resurrected Hill. You bastards!
Yay! Wait, we're bastards for that?
I don't know.
I thought that would be a good thing.
On time. Yeah, time is sort of fluid here, Hill. You're right. All right.
It's
Let us
a big ball of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
Exactly. All right. Oh,
I'm always timey-wimey.
Hill's going to be jumping in. Very nice. Okay.
Yay!
Now let us continue with the giving of rope to our friend Mr. Helmick here.
Flight and travel from Los Angeles to New York City, we would be flying with the spin rate of the Earth. And the flight times should be drastically increased simply because the plane flying east with the spin rate of the Earth.
This is as far as I was going to let him get originally. So
Okay.
I'll just go with asked and answered and call it good.
Good enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Agreed.
Cannot
Moving
keep
on.
up with the speed
another
that
beer
the
down.
Earth is traveling and would be affected by the Coriolis effect. However, we can see that Los Angeles to New York have the same amount of flight time, about 6 hours. So it is about 6 hours both ways. The variation only there by a few minutes.
Tornado, what do you got?
There's this naturally occurring phenomenon that happens in the northern hemisphere. It's responsible for some of the weather we get around here. It's called the jet stream.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Quite
Could
true.
that be causing that thing causing the variations in the weather? It's called the jet stream. No.
Quite true. All right. Did I augment? No, I didn't augment. There we go. Bink. Hefcar, what do you
So
got?
just plain wrong.
All right.
Just to add, I don't know if this is drink worthy or not, but just to add, no one has ever predicted that a flight going east to west should be a different time than the same flight going west to east.
Yeah.
No.
Or at least not significantly different.
I would tend to
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah, because of the whole, as we said, relative motion.
I've heard of that too. All right. Moving on.
Because of holding patterns and takeoff procedures of each specific city. The Earth cannot
Dang.
possibly.
Jared?
Asked and answered, you dumbass. The time difference is not because of those reasons you gave.
Okay. Hefcar, you're up.
Commander Solo, I'm pretty sure a fifth grader could debunk these videos, so I'm not that worried about it.
All right. And we're closing. We may make the 2-minute break, and the thing will actually get processed in one piece by YouTube. All right, here we go.
Be spinning. This is Mike. Please like and subscribe.
That's it. That's it. You made it. Congrats, guys. What do you think of
Ow.
Just,
yeah, that's my thoughts too. I give it an That's all I got.
Yeah.
Did you just say that the Earth wasn't spinning at the end?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's his whole premise. All right.
Well, here's the thing.
I thought this one wasn't so bad, actually.
Not anything of the sort. He didn't even mention the flat Earth.
No, he was just going against the spinning of the Earth in this one. So I guess it's part of the whole flat Earth thing, but it's a small part.
Are we
Actually-
going to
Actually,
try?
Sai,
Yes,
Sorry,
sir.
I thought this wasn't so bad because before I joined here, I talked in a live stream with a flat earther who explained to me that the Earth is actually flat, but the farther you move away, it more and more resembles a sphere. And then I asked him what a sphere would like if you move the same distance, and I pretty much, I think his brain exploded.
All right, so what he said was essentially true in that if you are standing on a significantly bigger sphere than you are, looking around you, it does appear. But yeah, okay. So I see
but he actually said the Earth was flat, and due to the distance you are away from the Earth, it appears to be a sphere.
That sounds almost like the guy I heard once who tried to say that ships disappear on the horizon bottom first because light travels in parabolas.
Yeah, that's
the only difference was this guy called it a fourth dimension, and the fourth dimension was actually a gradient, but he never got to explain a gradient of what exactly.
Fourth dimension.
All right, Squirrel has buzzed. I think he has something to add. Squirrel, please proceed.
Yes, as Richard made a note of in the chat, and I've been waiting to make this point for a little while now.
Okay.
He made no mention of the flat Earth.
Right.
He mentioned the Earth was not spinning. That could just as easily make him a geocentric kid, because their version of Earth doesn't rotate either. Space rotates around it.
Quite true. Alrighty. And on that note, if I take a look at the thing, we have been broadcasting for 1 hour and 57 minutes, which means we might make the 2-hour break. All right. Being that it's Mother's Day, what do you think we call it at 2 hours of stupid and go on with Plug and Pug, shall we?
Okay.
All right.
Well, Hill
isn't that a little bit mean to Hill, who just joined?
Well, see, that's all I was waiting for. I couldn't close the show without Hill here. We would have gone on for days if Hill never showed up, because I just couldn't do it.
You guys done fucked it.
Well, I mean, we could always try and do the next Jaren video.
No. Or I could boot your ass out. What do you? Either one of those.
All right, Sai. All right, I've been here only a minute. Don't start getting angsty.
Look, I will say, Hill.
Start.
If you annoy me any more, that's it. Cap's getting booted right out.
Hill, play nice.
All right. On that note, has anybody got something they would like to say? Perhaps. Let's see, who's first? Jared, anything?
I will say I'm thoroughly impressed. I only drank 4 beers during this. I expected much more.
It was a short show. All right. And so we're into Plug and Pug segment. Y'all know that, right? We good?
Yeah.
All right. Squirrel, anything?
This guy is even more idiotic than Jared, and I didn't think that was possible. This guy's down below Kent Hovind levels.
Well, if you're looking for any disagreement on that, you're going to be sadly disappointed. But do you want to tell us anything about like what you're doing, what you got coming up while we're on you?
All right. I play video. Usually, I play video games on YouTube and occasionally critique the science behind some of them, or at least behind the game worlds. Some of you guys already know me. Have fun. Go over and visit my channel and maybe subscribe. Ring the little bell. That would be great. The more the merrier at this point. But yeah, no, I usually do that. I usually do live streams Saturdays and Tuesdays, and every once in a while I can be talking into cutting a short video, which I'm not going to do this week because I am sick as dogs. There are some Pomeranians that are jealous. Yeah, pretty much it, I think. I don't think I'm any cooler than that, right? At least not right now.
Okay. Actually, we have a question in the chat from Chris there. Is Andy still here? Just wanted to know what equipment we're expected to have read. there's no real requirements. If you're talking about the Let's All Build a Radio Telescope Together project, we just all went off and got our first pieces, which is TV satellite dishes. That's what we're going to be converting into home radio telescopes. So if there's somewhere you can round up one of those, that's what we're going to be starting with. And
well, you're not secretly now trying to get a satellite dish for Kent Hovind, who's begging for one for the last couple of weeks.
No,
right?
certainly
just
not.
Say this. So
certainly not. I will be donating no satellite dishes to Mr. Hovind. All right, and Hill. I know, short show, you just joined, but it is Mother's Day. You know, we don't want to drag it on forever. Do you have anything to enlighten us with as to your activities, what you're doing, anything of that sort?
First, before that, drink.
Okay.
Mainly that was for me because I missed it. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Thank you. He basically completely ignores the entire concept of inertia, and I think I'll just leave it at that.
Quite true. All right.
Okay.
Kat.
Plugging. I don't have too much to plug, except for hopefully in the future I hope to be capturing some ISS transits. So that'll be nice.
Indeed.
That's about it. Oh, and if any of you, either inside of the panel or out, have any pictures of Jupiter while it was at opposition on was that on Monday, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, whatever Jupiter was last at opposition, I think it was Monday at 1 o'clock UTC. I may have gotten that wrong. But if any of you have the images from that, I would really appreciate it, because I'd like to do some comparing and contrasting between people who took pictures of it at different times all around the world. So, or at least half of it. But that's me.
Oh, sounds like you're sciencing over there.
Yeah, I do my best.
I approve. Okay. Tornado.
Oh, and no, sorry, one more thing. One more thing.
Go ahead, Hill.
Was that if it would be possible, I'd like to have one more thing to say after everyone else has done their plugs.
All right, remind me of that.
I will.
Very good. All right, Tornado, tell us what you're up to these days.
Well, I'm actually playing. I've been playing a lot of Elite Dangerous as of late, and the thing is, I've joined a group known as the Fuel Rats. So this is 2 plugs. I'm Tornado Pelt. I play various games, and I also debunk science. I debunk science deniers on the internet, because honestly, we got to get those guys out of our society, and we got to make sure that the science deniers understand that honestly, their denial of science ain't gonna fly with us. That's why the Science Strike Force exists. And some of the games I play is on the side are Minecraft and Elite Dangerous. That's just 2 of many examples. And also, in Elite Dangerous, I've joined a group of players known as the Fuel Rats.
You mentioned this already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
These players go around fueling up ships that have gotten stranded out in the deep, dark coldness of space, and their services are completely free. Their motto, we have fuel. You don't. Any questions?
Okay. Alrighty. And let us see. Hefgar, tell us about you.
I'm me, and I can sing in tongues and make more sense than this guy did.
I would tend to agree.
That's fired.
Alrighty. Let us see. Anything additional, or does that wrap it up?
That wraps it up.
Okay. Peter, tell us about you.
Yeah, so I'm known as Gonna Go For It. We have a channel where we talk to theists. This week, although, I would like to plug another channel, which is Another Freaking Atheist. I'm going to be a guest. This will be the second time I'm on there. This Thursday, we're going to talk about polyamory, and people can ask questions, and some people people want to know about my personal situation, so they can ask questions about that as well. And I can assure everyone that furries won't be mentioned in this stream. So
it's size safe.
It's size safe. It's size safe.
Alrighty, that sounds good.
So yeah, and what we do like is people sending in questions. So my Twitter account is It's Gonna Go For It, and if you have any questions about polyamory, please put them there. The other one who will be answering question is Ask Miriam. She's from Canada, and she's Ask Miriam on Twitter. So either of those, pitch your questions there if you have some.
Alrighty. Does sound good. And let's see, who else we got? Is Andy still with us?
Okay. No, he killed Andy!
You bastards! Alright. How about our friend Tau Ceti Alpha? Are you still among the living? If so, tell us who you are and what you do.
I don't remember hearing Tau talk at all.
No,
he talked a little bit. We killed Tau.
No, he mentioned he was going to do a little. He mentioned he was going to do a little listening. So, all right, let's see. Who have we missed? Gee, RJ, I haven't been paying attention. Did I miss anybody? No, Cap, you were booted. Cap, what do you got?
I run a YouTube channel where I go through and debunk atheist claims and take on, young Earth creationists and people like that. And this Monday at 12:30 p.m. Central Time, the real time zone, I will have on Prophet of Zod for an interview.
Ooh. Alrighty. So, Cap, you have a channel, you say? You know what, Cap? I don't believe it, so I'm going to go check. And if it's there, goddammit, I'm going to subscribe. And I suspect everybody else should do the same. Let's see.
And then boot him.
From his own channel. But after himself. Okay. Let's see. Who else we got? Andy has not returned. Tau is muted.
Real quick, yes, I want to say something about the chat here. Doorknob head. Would that be Tau Pie?
Okay.
It's still better than a cow pie.
Indeed. Okay.
I said Tau Pie.
Gotcha. Let's see. All right. I think that's just about everybody, right, RJ? I didn't miss anyone, did I?
Oh, I don't think so. Maybe kind of.
Yeah, but we got this extra time. RJ, would you do me a favor and maybe fill in a little bit?
Oh, I could suppose I can improv a little bit.
You're a good guy. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm RJ, the guy who wants to.
Sorry, I was just saying if we want improv, we should get Ethan here.
Oh yes, indeed.
Yeah.
I could probably do improv.
I'm RJ, who is attempting to destroy creationism in every possible venue, and Cy knows how often he and I are snarking at answers in Genesis when other people are too timorous to do so. And we go after all of this stuff. I put my website up where you can go and check out all my wares and my books, which you need to get, and my Evolution Hour, which you need to subscribe to, and my GoFundMe, which you need to help fund, and all the other happy things that I keep busy at in my dotage.
Alrighty. Damn good advice.
If enough of you, if the next 5 people subscribe to RJ in the next 5 minutes, we will boot Cap.
Yep. Oh, there's the deal.
And 5 people.
This is the sort of our version of the pledge week at PBS.
Yes. And if 5 people don't, we'll still boot Cap, but we won't feel quite as good.
So either way, I come out on the short end.
Well, that's certainly one way of looking at it.
Indeed.
And here I thought you were the pale button.
That's a beer glass half empty kind of opinion.
Indeed. We don't need this kind of negativity around here, Cap. I'm afraid I'm going to have to boot you.
See, given the distance away you're going to be, Cap, I'm pretty sure that's the long end.
Oh, I'm getting feedback. Jason Edson said, "How about you boot RJ if we subscribe to him?" This is getting brutal.
Oh my!
Hey, it's better RJ than me. Wait, no, I gotta be nice to RJ. He is reviewing stuff for me, so I got to be nice.
Oh, I got to be nice to RJ. He's my knowledge bank. We have this deal.
Yeah.
And every time I say which means I've run out of ideas, he starts
I bought
talking.
3 copies of his book.
I also
and refill the tap there. Okay.
Yeah, I got to be nice because he invites me onto his show, so I got to play nice with him.
Absolutely.
Well, I have to have somebody there to make brutally stupid puns.
Cap, Cap, you can borrow my nice points if you need to. I did buy 3 copies of his books.
Yeah, I bought 2 copies of each. One set of copies went to a friend of mine, and I have the other set.
I need to get around to donating the other 2 sets like I was planning to. But
yeah.
Yes, give us feedback on how that works out.
Alrighty, and
I'm tossing up whether I should donate Evolution Slam Dunk to my high school or to the local library. I haven't decided both.
Well, exactly. Get another copy. Donate to both.
Yeah. This is easily done there. Public library would be interesting and relevant to look at that. And I hope you have reviewed it at wherever you got Amazon, I'm assuming.
I didn't write a review, but I did buy it from Amazon.
Well, damn it all. What's holding you up on that?
Tisk.
The old RJ needs the feedback. You don't want to let Christine Janice have all of the splashy rating on that, do you?
Considering it has a literally 100-page reference section, I'm pretty sure the high school would appreciate it.
I mean, I wrote my review, and like I said, the worst thing I can say about it is it reads like a freaking textbook. That's really the worst thing I can say on it.
Oh, so it's packed with information. You're saying that's the bad.
Yeah, well,
packed with information.
And an actual Christine Janice, the paleontologist, would agree with you that because she's a scientist, she's happy that it reads like a textbook because she got information out of it.
We got to start.
It can get boring at times. I'll say that it can.
All right, that's it. We're booting him. First off,
it's not unfactual. It's just it can get a little dull.
I found the rapid fire information.
There you go.
I found the rapid fire information somewhat interesting. If that was too much for you, yeah, take a break every page or so.
And I should point out there are times when I mention Harun. Yeah.
Alrighty, that's really now. If it came with a little USB drive that had RJ saying that exact thing, we'd buy a bunch of copies and just distribute them.
Oh, yeah. Maybe I ought to.
But RJ,
as the thing, for people who go to the Patreon, is that I will record that. Well, I already do HAL 9000, but I'll also do the Harun Yaya thing for your
RJ, you should take requests.
But RJ, what about magnets?
Magnets?
Indeed. That's only when
we've already got the logo image. Peter did that belt buckle steampunky thing for the thing. We could use that as a design.
Hey, RJ. Magnets.
Hey, RJ, I have a question.
Yeah.
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
Well, you got to make sure that the poles are organized properly, because if you put the same poles together, little bastards just can't get together. It's just weird.
Absolutely.
There's some science in there somewhere. I bet the flat earthers will figure it out.
Okay, I have to say this, Jared. Hathor asked about the magnets. I don't want to know about the reproductive cycle of magnets.
Right.
Oh, but it's fascinating.
And as for what other guys were trying to do,
I mean, some people find
the notion of the monopole.
Some people find it very attractive. Others do find it.
Some people find it repulsive.
Yeah. I have a question. If you have the same poles facing each other, are they actually pole dancing?
Yeah. Exactly. As I said, if you can twerk a monopole, but it's illegal in Georgia.
I see. And for all of you guys, that were okay. Go ahead, Cap. Finish it up.
I was just gonna say we don't need to know about you twerking your monopole there, RJ.
Oh wow! Oh, that got weird. That got weird really quick.
Yeah, should have booted
RJ, I think you meant tweaking the monopole.
If you think that was weird, I was in a live stream this week, and someone in the chat mentioned that humans can't have sex with bananas. So that's
a matter of opinion.
That's not.
I had to point out there's a bar in Amsterdam called the Banana Bar, visit.
Oh no!
That's all I'm saying.
There's another thing not to Google.
Let me give you a
Wait,
teaser.
was someone trying to say that food play wasn't a thing?
All right, there's another thing I don't need to Google after the show. Now, for all of
that's
you
like
guys,
saying you can't eat a brick. I mean, you can. It's just it wouldn't be good for you.
For all of you guys that were trying before, but no. First off, it's only me that can do that. Secondly, you weren't even using the correct words. It goes like this: RJ, magnets. See? See that
works. See, he knows how to do the proper thing.
That's what they were trying to do.
That seems less magnet, more flux capacitor.
Well, it all depends on if I'm going 85 miles an hour or not.
And it's more like a woo-woo meter.
I was going to ask, how do you, where do you keep all the energy for the 1.21 gigawatts?
Oh, I keep an awful lot of gerbils in little tiny.
Okay, nobody make any jokes about that. No, it's too easy. Nobody make any jokes about that.
Okay. Anyway, I want to give you a teaser for Evolution Hour next Wednesday because of a thing that came along. The Canadian Intelligent Design Canadian Intelligent Design person, Denise O'Leary, who is an annoying person that I've mentioned a variety of times, but she linked to an Uncommon Dissent posting on climate change, which is unusual for her, in which this guy decided that an actual climate scientist team didn't know how to read their own charts. And the argument was that they were showing a chart where they were having temperature values that were going down like to 2,000 meters. And the genius at Uncommon Dissent decided that they were misunderstanding this. It wasn't heat coming down from the warming climate. It was the volcanoes down in the bottom of the ocean that are warming things up from the bottom. This was their tremendous knowledge. And they kind of forgot the fact that the oceans are way deeper than 2,000 meters and that the papers in question were well aware of the fact that the bottom of the ocean's really cold. And so their entire argument was absolutely preposterous. They head up their ass wrong. So I'll be alluding to that with show and tell along with my stuff on.
Well, at the very least, it still admits to warming. So that's a step.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it's basically they're arguing it's all geological cycles, and therefore
it's baby steps.
See, I was
and they're the to do it.
So baby steps towards Harwin. Yeah.
I was actually hoping. I'm good that it went in the direction that it did, RJ, because I was afraid you were going to say that what they were actually measuring was the heat rising from hell. I was.
I was going to point out that RJ,
believe that.
I do have a question for you, RJ. How is it they can measure the heat rising from anything when they're just so full of hot air? Doesn't that screw with their instruments?
Well, remember, intelligent designers do not usually actually do instrumentation or measurements of things. They only misrepresent other measurements of things.
And the ones that do typically do things that they know or should know are going to come out wrong.
Oh, no. They don't see it that way at all.
No fucking carbon in it.
Exactly.
It's got the Tortugan mind shell is very strong amongst intelligent designers, and Denise O'Leary, who never met a secondary source she didn't misrepresent, is a perfectly fine example of it.
What was his name? Austin? Something or other?
Steve Austin, the creationist geologist?
Stone Cold?
No, not cold. Well, his brain might be stone cold.
Not that one.
RJ, take a look at chat. Apple Crow has the right answer for you.
Oh, there it is.
I wouldn't even trust her to do that correctly. Oh, but RJ, God did it. Well, they're coy. All the intelligent designers are not actually saying God did it. They go wink, wink, nudge, nudge. God did it.
But yeah,
Sai, I have a question. Are we through with Plug and Pug yet? Because I think I forgot something.
We're actually still in that section. If you'd like to add something, go right ahead.
Yeah, because in this week I had a surprise fact checker pop up in one of my streams, who was surprisingly accurate and fast. So I want to do a shout out for the fact checker, People might know him as Lord Crocker Squirrel. If you need a fact checker, take him up on it.
Aha!
He's good.
To do that. I
too perform fact checking as well in the scholarly realm and the any creation evolution crap. Yeah, anybody contact me and tweet me and I reply.
I've noticed that.
I was actually in Peter's stream here just recently, sitting in the chat trying to keep up with the guys. Stupid.
Could you type that fast?
That's why I mentioned it, because you were fast.
How is your typing skills improved?
Image when said that you were in Peter's stream, and knowing Peter, I was thinking, no, I'm not going to go there.
I like Bo's comment.
Better not going to go for it.
Yeah. So we heard it here first, folks. If you ever need a fact checker, just slide into RJ's DMs, and he'll be happy to take you up on that.
All right.
However, I tend to do things.
RJ, do you know what that means? Wait, hold on, RJ. Do you know what it means to slide into someone's DMs?
Okay.
Google it.
Here's one more thing not to Google after the stream.
You could end up in someone's dream.
Yeah, and don't cross the street.
Well, I could give you a very long list of things not to Google.
Yeah, but they did that to me.
Share that list.
I still try.
Better not share it with Cy, because he still has.
Oh yeah, don't tempt him.
I am way less concerned about the things you can Google than the fact that people who are climate science scientific illiterates are currently in the current administration and making stupid decisions that will be affecting us for real. That's what scares the shit out of me.
You mean like the people that think that global warming is a conspiracy by China?
Yeah, yeah. Those
No, China.
Who have
China.
Who have wheeled ourselves into permission.
I'm doing the thing with my hands.
I don't want to know what you're doing with your hands.
Oh Jesus, does this ever end?
All I'm saying is the P in PTSD stands for pony.
All right.
But Cy, in all honesty, I did try to save you and warn you from the trouble that you were going towards.
Yeah.
But no one ever listens to poor little Cap.
Yeah, we just boot him.
Cap, I have a question, because we have got a new calendar with our atheist streams on it. Have you seen this guy that looks strangely like you? Calls himself Cap Brownie. He's in there for some reason.
I'm going to guess that is a typo, and Don was probably half awake when he wrote it.
Well, half awake or half drunk? Half awake.
What's the difference?
Or half drunk?
Or both.
I see. All right, now
I'll have to get a hold of it for that.
All right, Hill, did you have something to add post plug?
No, it wasn't a plug. It was something I wanted to close out the show with.
Oh, all right. Well, I think we're about at that point. If you would like to.
Is there anything else you want? Anyone? Anything else?
I'm a little hungry.
Bring on the pug.
Go ahead, Hill.
Bring on the pug.
Okay.
Wait, let Hill do his thing. Go ahead, Hill.
Okay. Instead of if you don't mind, I'd rather bring on the me instead of bringing on the pug this evening.
All right.
That sounded better in my head.
We're amazed that you haven't dropped off.
Go ahead.
Okay, so as many of you have heard, Sean Hufford, one of our dear friends, unfortunately lost his father. I think it was last week or the week before, and that was very, very saddening to me. And so I wanted to do something for him. And seeing as I don't have many talents, this is one of the few things I could think of.
Okay.
So this is a song that I did not write, and that I am dedicating to Sean for this evening.
Proceed.
All right, just give me one moment.
I will mute my mic so as not to disturb you.
Mic muted.
It's not time to make a change. Just relax, take it easy. You're still young, that's your fault. There's so much you have to know. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. I was once like you are now, and I know that it's not easy to be calm when you found something going on. But take your time, think a lot, think of everything you've got, for you will still be here tomorrow, but your dreams may not. How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's hard, but it's harder to ignore it. From the moment I could talk, I was ordered to listen. Now there's a way, and I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go. It's not time to make a change. Just sit down, take it slowly. You're still young. That's your fault. There's so much you have to go through. Find a girl, settle down. If you want, you can marry. Look at me. I am old, but I'm happy. All the times that I cried, keeping all the things I knew inside, it's always been the same old story. If they were right, I'd agree, but it's them they know, not me. No, there's a way. And I know that I have to go away. I know I have to go away.
Damn.
Absolutely exceptional.
That's a very nice gesture.
And
Yeah,
we have to make sure that Sean's aware of that.
I'll let him know.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yeah. He'll needs to sing more often.
What's the song from?
Indeed. Well done, Hill.
I'm not the. It's just a song. I'll take requests.
Hug.
All right. On that note, let's let everybody get to sleep. So I can have a nice.
Get it?
Time.
Notes.
Oh yeah. See what I did there? I didn't even know I did it.
Unintentional pun.
It was a pun, boot cap.
You could say it was pun-tentional.
Oh, that's frightening.
Pun intentional.
Pun
All
intentional.
right. Let us bring on the Hovind. No, just kidding. Let's bring on.
Oh, I was about to hurt you, Si.
Bring on the Hovind.
I'm okay with that.
Thank you. Yes, I know. We're doing a short show for everybody.
I'll be still here.
And indeed, that's
Why
what
is
I was
Cap
saying.
still here?
Because I lost a boot
That's the
button.
real question.
I already told Si I hacked this. Whenever I'm in here, I hack his stream so he can't boot me.
We'll see about that.
All right.
Well, Cap has to
User
speak.
from channel.
It's like a stray dog that you gave food to. He just keeps coming back.
All right. On
Bow
that note,
wow, bark, bark, woof, woof.
thanks everybody.
I think Cap has to. I think Cap has to stay because we need someone to blame for everything.
That's kind of the So you notice
Well,
that? Did
if not Cap, we have Pelt.
you? All right. Well,
Did you just refer to me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Darn you, Jerry.
If I'm not here, you're the one who gets it. You get the brunt end of it. Maybe I should stop coming to movie night.
are you kidding? We'll come and get you.
Bo was doing request. Hillel Finder. How about Love Boat?
Yeah.
Maybe next week, guys.
I don't think I know that, but that can change.
Let's.
Oh, the Love Boat.
All right.
How about Love Shack?
Well,
I was just thinking that actually.
Could you
I
imagine
could probably
Hillel
love
and
Shack.
I in a duet? That would clear the room.
you know,
Oh,
Yeah, Hill. If you need the melody to that, Google Potholer 54 and Hovin come together. No, not like that.
Oh, okay. Now I immediately know what you're talking about.
It's on YouTube.
Oh no, I know. I've seen it. I've seen it.
Hill, if you really want a song, you should do. Since we did mention Hovid, you should sing "You're a Fucktard."
You're a fucktard.
Hey, all right. Let's not get ourselves into copyright land. Anyway, all right.
Everything he says is just.
I like Bo's most recent request there.
What's
Who let the pug out?
Who? Oh,
I'm not singing that. All right, bring on the pug.
All right.
Speaking of the pug.
Time to bring on the pug.
Bring on the pug.
Thank you, everybody, on our esteemed panel. You guys rock. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We had a good time as usual. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. Everybody, honor your moms, and as they deserve it. We wouldn't be the people we are
Honor thy
without.
mother and thy father.
Fifth commandment. Yep,
Indeed.
exactly.
And here comes the pug. Hi, all.
I am finally. I admit he likes me. He said the honored, esteemed panel. I'm on the panel, so I am liked finally.
Yes,
Cap,
you are.
The excluding Cap part was implied.
And
don't read too much Don't read too much into that, Cap.
And we almost double speeded the pug. We can't have that. Here we go. Good night, all.
Double speed pug.
Well, that was
wow. These guys took 2 hours. What the hell?
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Hey Hill,
For a 7-minute video.
You to sing "Who Let the Pug Out."
That was
maybe next time.
That was some rapid fire stupid in there.
Yeah.
No shit.
And for the most part, it was the same stupid over and over.
Oh yeah, I saw that video before. It's very it's a stupid that just keeps coming back for more.
Absolutely. I hadn't seen it. I was like, oh god, he's not gonna. I was guessing on the whole flight. I'm like, he's not gonna go. Okay, what's the dumbest thing he did? A flight across the country.
Yeah.
East Coast to West Coast. It's gonna. I was just thinking of the dumbest thing he could do, and oh god, I was right.
You'll notice you never go far wrong if you shoot for the dumbest thing they can possibly say.
Aim low. On a flat top.
And then go even lower.
Indeed. It does seem to be that way.
They can go so low they can beat a snake out at a limbo match.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we're failing at banter again.
Yeah, the snow snakes, they did get a lot shorter after the fall.
Yeah.
But who put them on the fucking plane?
Hey, Hill, I got to ask you a question. They've gotten shorter after the fall. So you're saying they had legs? So at what height did they fall from? So that way we know how much force was applied.
Well, they fell from however tall their legs were.
And you realize that calculation would be more science work than that guy did in his video.
Yeah. Odds are. Yeah.
Let the pugs out. Boo.
RJ. RJ, I'm declaring drink on you again.
Uh-oh.
Give that boy way too much freaking credit. Okay? I've seen, I honestly have seen disease planarians that have done more science work than this guy has ever done.
And you know, I credit the disease planarians with such diligence in accomplishing mathematical and scientific material. I mean, it's something that you have to give them props for.
Yes, 1 can become 2. They know that 1 + 1 is 2.
Yeah.
But also know that 2 + 2 is 4.
Hey, Rhetoric and Discourse is in the chat. Hi, Rhetoric and Discourse. All right.
Hey, all right.
There we are.
Hello, Hobbs.
This is the end of it.